Well, happy Tuesday, all. And we can't start this Tuesday without a little bit. Actually, no, without a lot of this in my Yeti mug for the TV show Supernatural, which I used to watch a lot, filmed up here in Canada. Got a lot of coffee. Have not spilt any coffee, but I'm not quite awake yet. So what possibly could wake me up on a Tuesday morning? What could wake all of you guys up on a Tuesday morning? But a little bit of Helm Biscuit Redemption by D King. Not from NASPACE Today. Not from Fire Nor. But from D King. With the big emote. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Kitty is back in the house on this Tuesday. Good to see you guys. Kitty always gets you up. Yes, unless it's scratching. Kitty, you got a pole to scratch, okay? Go scratch that pole. That's what we bought it for. All right? It's got a lot of carpet on it. Scratch away. Do not scratch over here. Scratch over there, not the couch. No. Fine, you can scratch the window all you want. You're not going outside. All right, welcome in, guys. Good to see you. I'm feeling a little bit tired after yesterday's double header. So let's feel a little bit rebellious. You guys want to rebel a little bit? Who rebels the most but some pirates up in Canada?
Ho, coming down the plains, stealing barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, pipers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. It's a hey, ho, hi, ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, pipers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores.
Nasty Saskatchewan pirates stealing wheat and barley and all your other grains. They'll leave your women and children alone, but they'll steal your wheat and barley. Because, pirates got to eat too. All right, guys, welcome in. We got a lot to cover today. Some OOTP news, bounties as always, some chit chat, all that other kind of stuff. Tuesday, again, is a little bit more of the historical dive into the Matrix kind of episode. And I did see the pack redemption. Who was that? Ziggabaloo. Ziggy. I think of Zigzag Papers when I see that. Zig, stop smoking. And it's not even Zig, it's Zib. What kind of name is Ziggabagooli? Is that some sort of deli sandwich in New York? Hey, can I have a coffee, decaf, and a Ziggabaloo, please? Extra mustard and mayo. What kind of name is Ziggabaloo? Some sort of reference I do not get. I'm still thinking of Zigzag Papers. Spurtle finally jumped in and created an alt. Oh yeah, baby. Spurtle. That gets a highlight here. There you go. Spurtle gets a highlight. Join Cavacom as the new PAX only teams. You know what? In hockey, we have the hat trick. So we got Spurtle, we got Cavacom. If only we could get one more player into PAX only. If only. I wonder who we could convince to join PAX only. I don't know. There's a lot of choices. What the heck? I know Franchise Time Machine was in a 7-step program, but some of you guys need to be in 7-step programs, maybe 12-step programs. We've got lots of love in the chat here today. Maybe I can give some sort of romantic ballad to Boiled Egg. That's not romantic. That's not romantic at all. How about this one? Or maybe this one for boiled egg.
The gentle April rain that stained the window panes last night is all but gone, but lingers on in scented clouds.
We love you, boiled egg, and your franchise hockey manager league running almost every night right here on Twitch. Boiled Egg 1974. Go check him out and just spam in his chat. We love you, boiled egg. We love you. Although I prefer scrambled and poached, not boiled. All right. For baseball, it should be a 9-step program. Well, there you go. You are an innovator. You are a man ahead of the times, TX Jenks. You are, you're so philosophical. I think you should write a book. Yes, we should have a 9-step program. You can lay out all 9 steps in that program. And if you haven't completed after the 9th, well, then you have to put a man on second base. Or you get to go to second base. I don't know. Whatever works in your book. It's your book. You're the philosopher. You hate the tease of eggs. Breakfast has always been a bummer for you. I'm not much of a breakfast guy. I'm more of a big meal at the end of the day kind of guy with some snacks in between. Although, you know, a good eggs Benedict, a good eggs Benedict with that hollandaise sauce and some ketchup and mustard and mayo, some pickles, some horseradish, some just Worcester sauce. You guys have that in the US? Worcester sauce, Tabasco sauce, hot sauce. Yeah, horseradish. No, thank you. Yeah, eggs. Oh, TB with the comeback today. Just crack them. You know, there's a certain egg in Ontario I'd like to crack. I do not condone violence on this channel. I condone hugs. Boiled egg. Here's a hug for you, buddy. Here's a hug. Here's a hug for boiled egg. I have to reach up high. I don't want to hug you too low, okay? I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I'm reaching shoulder length. There we go. Sean Soul from Colorado is here. Good to see you, Sean. You know who we're rooting for tonight, right? You just drowned out. Anytime D King says anything about the Panthers, you just add something about the Oilers. All right? We can do this together. We can drown out those Panther fans. There we go. All right. Good. All right. In fact, you know what? That because I can do this, that deserves a pin, Sean. Yeah, D King. Try to outdo that one. A pinned message. Oh yeah, there's no gigantic Florida Panther emote that you can put on here. No, that's not going to work, my friend. By the time you figure it out, it'll have served its purpose, D King. All right, Zig Mover. There you go. There you go, Zig. We can pin that one now. We're just going to keep pinning things, and D King's going to try and figure out how to unpin them. Yeah, throwing rats. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, if the Oilers win tonight, it's going 7. Absolutely, they're not going to lose at home in Game 6, but they got to win tonight. I mean, obviously, they got to win. Down 3-1 now. Just like in Carolina, they came back in Game 5 in Carolina, won that one, easily won Game 6 at home. All they got to do is win tonight. Tonight means we're going to have a Game 7. We're not losing at home in Game 6. Not going to happen. It'd be another like 7-1, 8-1, 7-2 blowout if we get to come back home. There you go, Spurtle. Yeah, I agree. They do not deserve a cup. What are fans going to do? They're going to look at it and go, what is this? What is this Stanley Cup? I'm used to drinking coffee out of a Stanley Cup, not sipping champagne. They're off at the latest college football game. They're cheering on the Gators. That's the only Florida team I know, the Gators. Because how many school names are called the Gators in Florida? Go high school. Go John F. Kennedy Gators. Go George Washington Gators. Go Bob Dole Gators. I'm sure there's schools named after every famous politician down there. Actually, it would be Go Bob Dole Pineapples. How could you not resist that name? Okay, let's, where are we here? Ooh. Oh, man. Why do you have to throw a wrench into things? Now I'm conflicted. Do we have to like all cats, though? Well, stream's over. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to become Ezra Denny, and say one thing and do another thing. I can't do that. So I either got to cheer for the Panthers or abandon the song Kitty Kitty. I am conflicted. I'm going to have to flip a coin later. We'll wait until after tonight. All right, here we go. Are there Panthers in Florida? Yeah, what kind of name is that? At least Edmonton, we have Oilers. We have oil rig workers. We have oil. Panthers. There's no Panthers in Florida unless you go to the zoo. Probably have cougars in Florida. And I mean the animal variety. But Panthers? What kind of name is that? It should be the Florida Oranges. The Florida Space Centers. This Florida Orlandonians. The Florida Hurricanes. Oh no, that name's taken already. Can't use that one. I don't know, boiled egg. Don't tell that to your wife because she's going to know. How do you know that? How would you know that, honey? What's an olive bar? Oh, you said dive. I thought that said olive. See, the eyes aren't what they used to be. Dive looks like olive. All you old guys out there, you can agree with me. You're shaking your head. Yeah, Lap, I get you. I understand. It looks like olive to me too. I'm like, why is boiled egg going to olive bars? And does his wife know? All right, here we go. It is June the 18th today. We have a Matrix episode coming up. And again, I'm going to open up 20 packs for Zigagubui. Whoever was the first Hound Biscuit redemption, I'm going to open 20 packs after our next break in about 5 or 6 minutes. Mods, can you help me pronounce that, please? Can you put phonetically in chat how you pronounce that name? Come on, that's what I pay you for. Help me out, mods. I can pronounce Zig Mover, though. This is a guy, Zig Mover, that, he's always on the go. He never can sit still. He's just go, 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 go. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He's going all over the place. But you know what he's even better at? He's better at identifying every single Star Trek episode ever made. Zig Mover, episode 154, Next Generation. Boom. He knows it. Zig Mover, what was the second line Captain Kirk said in episode number 4 of the original series? Boom. He knows it. So for you, Zig Mover.
You cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics. Laws of physics. You cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics, kid. Oh, we come in peace. Shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace. Shoot to kill. Scotty, beat me up.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
Well, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it, Captain.
All right, there you go, Zig Mover. A little bit of Star Trekking to get your Tuesday going. Okay, I think I got everyone else. Good, excellent. Well, thank you, Boiled Egg, for pointing that out. You know, I'm not as quick on the redemptions as some streamers. I'm a little slow. Okay, we've got the Matrix coming up today. You have a chance to win some 10 packs. Some 10 packs. Yeah, coffee. I need a redemption that says drink coffee lap. Someone asked in the chat, I think it was Stormhound, said, what is the difference between Hound Biscuits and channel points? Took me a while to figure that out. Hound Biscuits are what you get from watching streams. Their Twitch do that. They give you Hound Biscuits for so many minutes of watching a stream. They keep adding to those, and I can create redemptions for those. I, as a streamer, cannot give you Hound Biscuits. I do not have the ability to say, you know what, Boiled Egg, here's 100 Hound Biscuits. In fact, I would probably remove Hound Biscuits from Boiled Egg, but I can't do that. Stream Elements gives you the ability to give channel points, which are what I give for the first 4 people to come into the show every day. So 100 channel points, 50 channel points, or when you bet on things, you know, what is this perfect card going to be, live or historical? And I put up the little betting system. You can bet channel points. Now, I don't have any redemptions for those yet. All you're doing is you're putting them into your bank, your channel point bank. Maybe at some point I'll program something for those, but right now you can't spend those. So some streamers, they have both. Some only run one. Some have none. I'm just doing the Hound Biscuits for right now because I've got a lot to keep my mind on here. I got a lot to watch. If I have Stream Elements points redemptions now, we won't get through any content because NASpace will just constantly be playing kitty kitty. Maybe I should have Stream Elements, 1,000 Stream Elements channel points to mute Boiled Egg and every Florida Panther fan. I could go for that. I would never mute Boiled Egg. Never. All right, in the Matrix today, we've got a couple Hall of Famers in honor of OOTP's partnership with the Hall of Fame. We've got pitcher Eddie Plank from his 1904 season. Eddie Plank has been revived and he is brought back into 2024. He's going to join the Matrix. Gettysburg Eddie, they call him. That's what it says on his plaque anyway. One of the greatest left-handed pitchers of Major League history. Never pitched for a minor league team. Never. Going from Gettysburg College to the Philadelphia A's, with which he served from 1901 through 1914. Member of St. Louis in 1915 and St. Louis AL in 1916, 1917. One of few pitchers to win more than 500 games in big league history. I think that's 500. The numbers are too small. Could be 300. I don't know. There's a couple zeros at the end of it. He won a lot of games. Eddie Plank will be in the Matrix today, trying to win a World Series with the Hall of Fame batter that we spun the wheel yesterday, and that is Alan Stewart Trammell. The Detroit Tigers. Alan Trammell from 1977 to 1996 played Major League Baseball, and yeah, he was part of that dominant Tiger teams. Yeah, kids, there were dominant Tiger teams. Yeah, I know. Grandpa was right. Yeah. Grandpa was right. There was some dominant Tiger teams back in the day, and Alan Trammell was part of those teams. Grizz, I know I shouted you out the other day when I was going through the PTMS qualifiers, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I did not qualify, but congratulations. Congratulations, you did. Good to hear, Grizz. Good luck. And we are on a break now, guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes with some bounties on the line. Get your perfect team ready. See if you can defeat me or sweep me like yesterday. Back in 2. All right, we're back, everyone. Happy Tuesday here. We will be getting into the Matrix a little bit later. Going to be opening some packs based on some Helm Biscuit redemptions earlier on in the show. And Zig Mover, thank you for re-upping a couple months on the channel here, Zig Mover. And I'm going to read your comment because, thank you for supporting the hockey team from up north. Zig says, Deep Space Nine has always had a place in my heart. Cisco, the Ferengi, Deep Space, that was a show I didn't watch a lot of. I was more of a Next Generation original series. I didn't mind the guy that was in Quantum Leap. That was, talk about one of the best shows ever. Come on. Why have they not remade Quantum Leap? Quantum Leap, come on. If you're listening, producers of Netflix and Amazon Prime, please remake Quantum Leap. That was such a great series. Scott Dracula or something was his name. I didn't mind his series. And so he always has a Deep Space Nine place, Zig Mover says. Panthers aren't going to be able to see when there's oil in their eyes. Oh, yeah, Zig Mover. You hit it.
Winner.
Go oil, go. Let's be slick out there tonight. Did they do a remake franchise time? See, you're the guy to ask. Either you or Ezra Denny, and I'm wondering if you might be the same person. Because Ezra promotes you. You promote Ezra all the time. And you know about old TV? Come on. Ezra, we're on to you, buddy. Nice try, Ezra. It took a few weeks to figure it out, but Ezra is Franchise Time Machine. Now it makes a lot of sense. They did remake it, but it sucked. Okay, well, make a good version because the original was ahead of its time in that kind of time travel timeline. There's another series where a group of people, Jerry O'Connell was in it, and they kind of shifted back and forth in time too. The guy that was from Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indy's friend, he was in it too. Like it was, what was the name of that show? It was from like the 90s. Jerry O'Connell, this girl, and this guy, they'd go back and shift different timelines. Yes, Franchise Time Machine and Commando. Sliders. I like that show too. I like those kind of shows that they go back and forth and they try to alter history. And then here's a tough one. Another series, more recent, maybe 5 years ago, they did kind of the same thing. Anyway, remake Quantum Leap, please, but make it good, like the old series. How did I get on Quantum Leap? They should have named it Quantum Woke. Yeah, that's the thing is as times change, television and the narrative absolutely gets incorporated into, sometimes these movies and TV shows take on the time. All right, let's take off the Boo Panthers. Thank you again, Zig Mover. We will unpin that. I don't want to upset all the Panther fans out there too much. Unpin. Okay. Hot Tub Time Machine, never saw it. Never saw it, but I probably should if it's that kind of show. All right. Also in the Matrix today, let's keep moving on here. We've got a couple TWIP cards. Yep. We've got both the Griffies. I know Franchise Time Machine, I think, did a Father's Day show, or Cheeky did a Father's Day show with the Griffies in, and they are going to be the TWIPT representatives. How could you only include one? You have to include both. So we're going to have two Griffies, 1976 Ken Griffey Sr., and we're going to have 1996 Ken Griffey Jr., 20 years apart in their careers. Both of those guys are going to join the Matrix. And who lap are they going to play for? Of course, we're going to put all four players onto the Seattle Mariners and see if Seattle can win their first ever World Series right here on this channel. And yes, it does count. They should get a physical trophy and a banner up in Seattle if they win. So Eddie Plank, Alan Trammell, Ken Griffey, and Ken Griffey Jr. will be going to the Seattle Mariners in 2024, a little bit later in the show. All right, let's do an early bird giveaway. You know what? I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to save it for later. We're going to do a late bird giveaway because I got other giveaways I'm doing today. We got to get moving on. I don't want to cut into Dr. D's time. He's coming up at 4 p.m. Eastern today. So let's go and talk about some bounties here. Some other OOTP news coming up. If you're not on Discord, there was quite the chat yesterday on Discord. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But first, we're going to go in and do our bronze bounty, which I got defeated in yesterday, 2 in a row. We're going to wait for this one to fill up. It's only at 5 out of 16. So while we're waiting for that one to fill up, let's go honor the Helm Biscuit redemption of 20 packs. And our good friend Baffle, otherwise known as the Lakewood Lumber Company manager, says, Lap, while we're waiting for you to open packs, how about we rewind time and go back to our K-Tel selection of the month? Every month, I put a new wacky K-Tel song as part of the Helm Biscuit Redemptions. And for the month of June, we're heading back to the early 1900s.
Zusammen eine Geschichte über den Schweinkopf-Hut und den lieben Rockenberg. After the turn of the century, in the clear blue skies over Germany, came a roar and a thunder men had never heard, like the screaming sound of a big warbird. Up in the sky, a man in a plane, Baron von Richthofen was his name. Amen tried and Amen died. Now they're buried together on the countryside. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more.
Thank you for redeeming your biscuits there. Baffle with, yes, the Red Baron. Bringing you back to your childhood. Yeah, these K-Tel selections, that's why I like to add these in, because last month we had Ray Stevens and The Streak. Before that, a couple months ago, we had, what was the other one I had? Hello, Mudda. Hello, Fada. Here I am at. I mean, just songs that remind you of your kooky days back in your childhood. For those of you of a certain age, you remember the K-Tel records and some of the kooky songs that they played. So thank you for redeeming those. All right, let's open up 20 packs on the Gladiators. Can we get another combinator like we had yesterday? Come on. Zigaboo. Whoever requested is Zababooby. Zamaboomy. Bring me some luck, Zamaboomy. I don't mean to make fun of your name. It's just I can't pronounce things. As if you're new to the channel, please write that down because it's going to be a commonplace here. Juan Marichal. All right, I do not own this card, so Zib, thank you for a historical diamond I do not currently own. Let's keep ripping away here. One diamond so far. A Tom Brown, a Harlan Clift, Mr. Moore, P. Ridge Day. I do not own a P. Ridge yet. This is my first P. Huh, quite the day. Chuffy. Got a Chuffy here. Chuffy, I'm going to put him on because he's, as an iron card, this is where you can make bank, guys. Iron cards going for like 190. Probably combinator food. So someone's probably looking to combinate their NEL cards. All right, so one diamond so far for Zab. We got a Creepy. Cool names this year for sure in OOTP. They came out of the gate with a lot of the cooler names in baseball. Usually it's in the during the night, but it might have been before the clock rolled over there, Baffle. So technically still might be the first. Okay, not hitting much here. Come on, Zabby. Come on, where's that combinator? Everyone think red card in your mind. Let's see if this is actual true where you can manifest something. Everyone right now, relax. On the count of 3, you're going to think red background on a card. The red is a nice red color. You can see it now in your mind. Picture that red card. It's there, a red background. Not a Cincinnati red. We were close. Some of you are not doing your job. I didn't say Cincinnati Reds. Okay? I said a red background card. Get with the program. We got gold. Okay, who is trying to throw this off? And you're thinking gold instead. Hunter Harvey. Ooh, see? Chat, you can make bank on some of these cards here. I'm just trying to act cool like the cool kids. Make bank. I'm hoping it's your wife, not you, boiled egg. I hope she's taking over your keyboard. All right, I said think red background, not red logo. Okay, let's try this again. Think red, a nice, deep, glowing red, not Cincinnati Reds, not Boston Red Sox. A nice red background. Okay, not hats either. Now we got 2 Reds cards. I give up with you guys. You guys you can't focus. You cannot meditate properly. Look at 3 cards with red hats. We go from, okay, red logos, and now you guys go with red hats. I don't know. Kids don't know what a bank is. They got, debit cards. Mom and dad are the bank. All right, can we make a bank here, guys? We got a diamond. Zabaguma Mover. Zabby, this is your second diamond you brought me here. Oh, Del Pratt. $16,000 worth Del Pratt. Thank you. You got 5 more packs to go. Come on. For those of you that did put your mind to it and not get warm like boiled egg. Ooh, we got a Harry Bay. I thought that might be a free play of Kitty Kitty. I saw the 69. I saw the old school background, and I thought, yes, we get a free play. But nope. Nope. Herb Smith. 2 more packs. We got more red and a 3rd diamond. Well, let me go and find this user again. Thank you, Zibag, Zibaguli. Okay, Zibaguli, this diamond's for you, buddy. Not complain at all. Zigamaguli, you have brought me 3 diamond cards, all historical, and none of these are listed right now. It's a duplicate. So yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit above level 5, just because I want to honor Zigamaguli. And last pack, 3 diamonds, 2 golds, and Jeremy in a pear tree with another red hat. Well, we did our best to try and manifest red cards. Did not work. Let's see if I finished any missions. Just the one, but I'm not submitting that one because I do not want to lock in my perfect George Bradley. I don't want to overpay for 3 diamond packs. You only need 199 points, and this would cost me 283. No, I'll wait. I don't need those 3 diamond packs yet. All right, so let's go back to the bounties. And first of all, the bronze bounty, which was won yesterday by Sideburnius. Sideburnius won the 1 bounty. Also, VR Mind won the perfect draft bounty. And remember, we did a 2nd bounty in the second half of the show, only 8 teams. Well, I made the finals of that one. I was not streaming at the time, but I made the finals, but it was won by Jolly Mesa. So Jolly Mesa, Blootster, Cicero 2K, VR Mind, and Sideburnius were our winners yesterday. All your packs should have been delivered last night. Congratulations. Okay, bronze. Okay, I'm going to enter this one. There's only 1 team. So we're going to fire off into the bronze. If you want to get in, it's bronze quick 206. Declare that you're in. Brent, good to see you, my friend. Brent was suggesting, he DM'd me and said, Lap, can we change one of the L's, the 5L or 6L, to have a DH? Because I want the opportunity of having Kitty and Lou, or Kitty and Jake, or Kitty and Tony. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I'll request that next time there's a tournament refresh, they add the 6L with the DH. Because it is in Toronto, and it is during the power years. So it would be more home runs. So I will consider that. We'll see if you think we should add DH to the 6L. Kitty Poo Poo's in. Bone Bruisers are in. Good to see you, D Block. Ezra would not like that. Oh, is that why you requested it? Oh, you and Ezra have quite the rivalry going on, Brent. You and D Block have quite the rivalry going on too. You just making enemies all over the place, Brent. Everyone's out to get you. And now you're in my perfect team. You're in my league, in my division, Brent. The Boise Bees and the Jim Unknown Blue Jays. How are we doing? Who's winning that division? Is it the Bees or the Jays? I'm not on that account right now. All right, declare that you're in the bronze bounty. If you're the team that knocks me out in the double elimination, you will get some packs. All right, I'm doing a roll call here. 3 degrees of Dale Murphy. Are you here? 3 degrees. Atlanta Braves is Kitty Poo Poo. I know that. The Boro Bots. Boro, are you here? I know D Block's here. How about the Trash Pandas? 3 degrees Sportsman. Okay. Trash Pandas. We have some trash. Midway Defenders is TX Jenks. I know he's here. Now the game says, okay, we're not going to let you look at that now. You want to look at it, go into the game. Robots. My brother's nickname too is Ro. Just call me Ro. Okay, so let's go and do our roll call here. So I know who deserves the pack. So far, Degrees is here, Braves is here, Bots is here, D Block's here. Trash Pandas, are you here? And the winner of our early bird giveaway, the only entrant. No, I'm not going to say it because then you're gonna clip it. You're gonna say, "Lap, you announced it on stream that I won." So I'm not even going to say it because you're gonna use it against me. So no Trash Pandas. Okay. How about, oh yeah, Midway's here. How about the Pirates, Port City Pirates? You may have posted it earlier, but I'm looking at the chat now. Port City Pirates. See, boiled egg, you're like the Pied Piper. Everyone thinks that there's a ticket contest now, boiled egg. I hope you feel bad. Look at what people are doing. They think there's a contest going on. There's no contest going on, folks. Boiled egg is trying to manipulate you, using up your energy to enter fake contests. I better check I don't have one running. Yeah, there's not one running. Yes, boiled egg. Do not lead them over a cliff. Please do not do that. We will be doing a late bird giveaway later. Do not ignore boiled egg. Just put him, pretend you don't see him in chat. He's invisible to you, chat. You guys, what are you drinking today on Tuesday? You know what calms down boiled egg? Kitty Poo Poo requested this, so this one. Thank you, Kitty. All right, so we don't have the Trash Pandas. I didn't see the Port City Pirates. Road Soda is here. The Skunks, are you here? Skunks? Do we have a skunk in the house? The Goobers, are the Goobers here? UMV, UVM, the Cats, I like you. Cats, I hope you win. Are the Cats here? Makadkar, are you lurking? Sean Soul is here. How about the Waterford Crystals? And the West Bend East Giants. All right, we're on a break. We're going to do the other bounty when we get back. Be ready to do the perfect draft bounty, but don't draft yet because you got to know the rules. We'll be back. This one is for you, boiled egg. Hope you cool down a bit. Boiled egg.
The gentle April rain that stained the window panes last night is all but gone, but lingers on in scented clouds of air. We watch the town awaken to the trembling morning light. You're so near and spring is everywhere. We danced until the stars came out and spread across the sky. The wee small hours of morning all went by, and day is here. We won't give up our dancing, and across the floor we fly. When you are near, spring is in the air. I hold you so close, I think you must hear my heart tingle. We're hand in hand, cheek to cheek, and floating in midair. When you are near, spring is everywhere.
All right, we'll wait for that first bounty to get underway. Looks like we have about 10 or 11 of the managers here. Again, knock me out of the bounty and you get 5 packs. Yesterday, Sideburnius was the team that knocked me out of the double elimination. Can he do it again? We will find out soon. So before we get to our perfect draft, Pop Stongoria is in the house. Pop Stongoria from the California area. Big fan of the San Francisco Giants and the San Jose Sharks. As always, he says, you know what? Let's cheer Boiled Egg up a little bit. I think Boiled Egg will really enjoy this little classic. Pops, Longoria. For you, Boiled Egg. Pops.
See a little speedboat head up a coach, really wanna skip down. Get back, get back, get back, flea-infested mongrel.
Okay. And GT, I did see yours. I'll play yours in just a sec here. Let's get the bounty draft going. So we got the bronze one underway. Old MacDonald had a farm. EIO. And on the farm, there were 16 teams, 15 of them trying to take out Lap. EIO. Your goal in your draft, should you choose to accept it, you can only draft players that have at least 3 of those combination of letters in their full name, first name, whatever their name on the card is. Cool Papa Bell, you use all the letters there. You have to have at least 3 E's, I's, or O's. It can be 2 I's and an E, 2 O's and an I. Doesn't matter, as long as you have at least 3 of them. Kitty Bransfield has 2 I's and an E. He qualifies. And if you draft Kitty Bransfield and you make it to the finals, you will get 5 packs just for having Kitty Bransfield on your team. And of course, knock me out of the tournament and you'll win the 5 packs. Yesterday, it was VR Mind who took advantage of a boiled egg distraction, which worked yesterday. And I did not finish my draft in time. I had 17 players, and he was giggling and giggling and giggling. Boiled Egg was, we got you, Lap. We got you. We got you, Lap. All right, this is ID 7-minute draft. ID, you see it on the screen there, 200 and something. Did someone post it in chat so I can pin it? Because it's not full yet. 8 players. Why? There is no Y in Old MacDonald. EIO. You got to have E's, I's, and O's, at least 3 of those in the full name. Michigan Wolves are in. The Rangers are in. Upcoming TTC is in. What else? Well, 10 people are in. I'm going to draft my team. And there he is, Chavo Develosh. Chavo Develosh, it's been a while, my friend, since you've redeemed the emote only. So, folks, it is going to be emote only thanks to Chavo Devilevich. So I don't have to focus on chat for a bit here for 10 minutes. Start the timer until high noon. You're on emote only chat. Unless you're a VIP. And how do you get VIP? By subscribing to the channel. Use your Prime subscription. Get a tier 1 and you will become a VIP, which means you still get to chat. Like these fine people that you see chatting right now. Boiled eggs a VIP? What the? How did that happen? Which of my mods are playing around with my VIPs? I'm going to have to do an investigation on that. I see what you guys are doing. It is full. Okay, it is full. Enough of this. I'm not falling prey to you. I'm not looking at the screen. Not looking. I'm not looking at the chat. I've got 7 minutes or less because it's not necessarily 7 minutes. You have to bench any player that does not qualify. So Andrew Miller. Oh, you guys are going to make me think here. George Wright. E-I-E-I-O. Okay, George Wright I can take. Sorry if I sing a lot today because it helps me focus. E-I-E-I-O. Nope, I'm going to go with the pitcher here. Let's go. No. Let's go with George Wright. E-I-E-I-O. Bob works. Ruben works. Bob Johnson. Well, there's 3 O's. Let's go with the tournament edition. Bob Johnson. Oh, yeah, chat. I'm focused today. Brett Boone. We're going to go Brett Boone. I should make sure catchers. I'm not looking at chat. I'm not looking. No, I don't care. You could say that you're going to give me $1,000 for saying something, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not looking at chat. Thanks to Chevalevala 88, Tim McCarver. No. Joe Sewell. Yeah, Joe Sewell works. There's my infield. Any catchers? I got to double check those catchers. Ooh, I got to double check pitchers too. I'm going to need pitchers. Do we have to have pitchers on this team? E-I-E-I-O. Okay. Johnny Peacock. We got Johnny as a catcher. And Floyd Bannister. Okay, this is ending up not as tough as I thought it might be. I was a little worried. I did not test this out. Usually when I don't test things, Reggie, you've got enough letters in your first name. Reggie Jackson. E-I-E-I-O. Okay, there's a pitcher. Looking for those trophy cards first. Most of those trophy cards are really good. Steve, you got a lot of letters. Not looking at chat. Nope, don't get distracted. Lap. You've only got 4 minutes left, maybe less. Ryan Thompson. Alex Fredo. Emmett. You got like 4 E's, Emmett. Your parents like E's, don't you? Ben? No. Okay, I can't. I got a draft here. I'm afraid the timer is not going to be correct. Sid Gordon. Sid Gordon. E-I. Eppa works. Good. Okay, come on, Bronze. I need a kitty. Colt. And Joe. Any catchers here? Ooh, Freddie. E-I. Ooh, do I take Freddie? Or am I going to get another catcher? 4 out of 10. We're going to gamble. All right, Bronze. Kitty, where are you? Cole Hamels, E-I-E-I-O, yep. And any catchers? No. E-I. Now I'm panicking. We're running out of time. Joe Foy, you got a lot of O's and E's, but I got a lot of third baseman and shortstop. E-I. Guess we got to take him. Yeah. Okay, Kitty, come on. We do not. Gary Sanchez, please. Gary. One letter. Bill Roridan. E-I-E. Okay, Bill. Bill makes it. Woo! Got my two catchers. Ty Adcock. Oh. Jorge de la Rosa. You got to have E's and O's with Jorge in there. Yes. Jorge. Two minutes left or less. Bartolo. Lots of O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 O's. Got to be a record. And how about some more pitchers here? Eric Swanson? Nope. Will Smith. Close. E-I-E-I-O. Darn it. Witt. All right, last round, basically everyone that qualifies. This guy does. E-I. That guy does. Nope. Yep. Nope. Uh-oh. Only got 3 cards that qualify here. Okay, well, before the draft ends, we better just take some random players. Let me double check. You got a lot of L's, buddy. 50 seconds or less. Shouldn't chance it here. Double check. Ooh. All right. Draft is over. Got that done. I got to bench some players, so make sure you take off anyone that does not qualify. Alan Russell. And there was one more. E-I-O. You do. Emmanuel does. Oh, I think I have enough. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, good thing I didn't look at chat. I had mere seconds to spare. Sorry, VR Mind. No freebie today. All right, now that the game is fired off, if you have to bench any players, please go back and double check that they are actually benched, because sometimes the game likes to put them back in like they did with me here. I thought there were 2 guys that I couldn't play. I thought they were all iron. E, that's 2 iron. Alan Russell is 1. I-I-O. Wow, I just randomly picked on a guy that I guess qualified. So I only have 1 player that doesn't qualify. Chat, you can let me know if I'm missing anyone. I think I'm good. I think everyone qualified. All right, I'm looking at chat now. I'm looking at chat. And we got 1 more minute in emote only chat. So while we're waiting for that minute to expire, from GT Sundown, wanting one more time to relive the past, his childhood, and Snoopy and the Red Baron. Going out to Brent and GT Sundown.
Of the century, in the clear blue skies over Germany, came a roar and a thunder man had never heard, like the screaming sound of a big warbird. Up in the sky, a man in a plane, Baron von Richthofen was his name. Amen tried, and Amen died, now they're buried together on the countryside.
Here are your bounty round 1 matchups. On the right side of the bracket, only way they can get the bounty is if they find me in the finals. We've got Dale Murphy going up against the Bulldogs. We've got Kitty Poo Poo taking on Tiger and the OK Whirlwinds. Evie and Monterre Dawn, and Evie's baseball back in the bounties here. They're taking on Virginia Tech Hokies. VT Hokies by Enrique. And those Space City Barons from Astrodog will be battling up against Chill Vibes Pack Only team from the one and only Pops Dongoria. On the other side of the bracket, Fussmucker 72s will be taking on Baffle and the Lumber Company. We got another Tiger, Wolfman, Tiger Cub, Wolfman 56 and his Wolves will be taking on the TX Jenks Metrokis. John Saul and the Washington Park Rangers doing battle against 2 Sheds. And finally, the matchup of the first round. Gladiators, Sundown. Bring it, GT. Gladiators going up against GT Sundown. He will have the first shot at taking the bounty, and the upcoming TTC team. He's had to bench 3 players: Craig Gentry, Clyde Milan, and Sam LeCure. Got a lot of O's, a lot of E's, and a few I's along the way. He's also got a Brett Boone. He's got a Jose Bautista. Tim Foley, only 7 letters, but the 3 right letters. It's got to be the shortest name that qualifies is this guy here, Tim Foley. Now, let's go check one of the 2 teams I will be playing in round 2. I'll either be playing the Rangers or the Mountaineers. If I play the Rangers, looks like no one benched so far. Double check that, Sean. Make sure you have 3 of those letters in the name. And Mountaineers, if I happen to play them. 2 Sheds, double check your team. Make sure you have E's, I's, and O's. We kind of know who's not in chat because they'll be non-compliant. There's no way someone not in chat would accidentally draft a compliant team. Bill Lee ties with Foley and shortness. Well, the Millstone. Thank you for checking that out. Dick Lines is short as well. Got you, Monterre Dawn. You thought A's counted. Oh, GT. Oh, GT. EIO. So you had to bench, yeah, Craig Gentry. He came close, 1 letter short. And Clyde Milan. Well, yeah, at least you're perfect. Jackson Job. At least he qualifies. That would have been a bummer, not getting your perfect in there. All right, I better go look at my lineup here and do a little bit of basic strategy. Just a little bit. Good enough. We'll put the openers in just in case GT tries to get a little fancy on me and throw an opener at me. I'm going to counteract that with my opener lineups, something all of you should do, just kind of as a safety measure. You can only do this in tournaments that are modern tournaments because they didn't have openers back in the 40s and 50s and 60s. So when you go to your strategy, if you see this little pull down menu that says opener lineups, I recommend you put use opener lineups and then go to your lineups here. Opener lineups will be a tab at the top. Click that. And just in case someone tries to throw the opposite handed pitcher in for an inning or two, you want to counteract that by setting the lineup to go against him. So you just pick, if it's the left-hand opener, choose the right-handed lineup. If it's the right-hand opener, choose the left-handed lineup. And the game should help counter that. So good luck. We have that bounty ready to fire off in 7 minutes. Best of 5 and in the double elimination. Let's go check that one out. I think I'm in 2. I got to double check which one we're in here. Did I enter one after we did ours or did I enter before? Oh, this is not the one, or is this the one? Is this ours? I thought I played the Skunks in the other one too. Well, this one I'm in the final, up 1 game against this team. But this is probably not the bounty one because the bounty ones I always suck. You guys always beat me in those ones. So let's go and look at, oops, I think I clicked the wrong one again. Yeah, the with the most eyes. I thought we saw a player with 4 eyes. But yeah, 8 letters has to be the shortest. Bill Lee and Tim Foley have to be. Tim Foley. Is that 7 letters? Tim? Oh, maybe it wasn't Tim Foley. Must be thinking of someone else. All right. Well, I got at least 1 pack coming there in that one. Let's go check out the other bronze one. 206. Bob Reed. Okay, Bob Reed, 7 letters. Baffle. All right, we're on a break. When we come back, we got some OOTP news, and I will put out the Matrix forum. You can now fill out your form during the break. Someone type in !Matrix into the chat. I will pin it. You can start filling that out back in less than 2 minutes. !Matrix. Like !Matrix into the chat. All right, we are back here checking in on the double elimination bronze bounty here. A couple games in the books already, and the Rocky Mountain Gladiators have defeated the Sacramento Skunks in the first game, and they'll be going up against that team from Road Soda. Might as well go for a soda. Someone, what's the rest of that line? Who's a big Kim Mitchell fan? Someone type in the first two lines of that song. Might as well go for a soda. And if you do, go to Rhode Island. Get a Combinator free soda from Road Soda. Taking them on in round 2. Of course, they can't win the bounty by defeating me in this game. They're going to have to find me on the other side of the bracket. And the matrix form is pinned if you want to fill out the matrix and win 10 packs. Predicting how our Hall of Fame and TWIPT players will do on the Seattle Mariners. You can fill that form out now. It'll close off in about 15 minutes. And unfortunately, we do have some teams knocked out of the first bounty already. The Giants, the Goobers, the Murph, and the Crystals have been eliminated. We are down to 12 teams trying to win the 3 in-game packs and the 5 bounty packs. So going up against Road Soda, and Road, are you still Combinator free? You are. Way to go, Road. Going naked here. Up against the Hound with no Combinators on your team. You've got a lot of the meta, though. You got the Splittorf, you got the Manning, the Eovaldi, the Addison Reed card that came out, the Stahl, the Blout. You got Stahl and Tony as your first baseman. Why? Why are you using those as your first baseman, Road? Why? First game, defeated the Skunks by a score of 6-4. And I guess I won the other double elimination. I will take that. Thank you. Let's see if we can two-peat here. 6-4 in that first game. I don't know if you can read a chat, but I got a couple home runs in that game, including a home run from a guy you don't expect many home runs from. Connie Day with the home run. And I don't know if you can see who player of the game was, but I'll just leave that there while I drink my coffee. All right, we will check back in on that a little bit later. There is no ticket, Baffle. No ticket. No ticket. SFP Kings. You know what? You're not the LA Kings. You're the SFP Kings. I haven't seen you much in the chat, so welcome to the Dog Pound SFP Kings with the Prime subscription. After the stream, I will designate you as a VIP because all subscribers get the VIP treatment here, where you'll have the opportunity to get a few other perks, including chatting during emote-only chat when Shavadale 88 redeems his biscuits. Okay, welcome to the Dog Pound. Thank you. Oh, love to see that. 30. Thank you for using that Baffle. So we got a twofer here. I'm Canadian. We say that. Twofer. We're doing a twofer. A, up here in Canada, A. Thank you, Baffle, for redeeming and using some bits for making your emote a little larger. And while we're watching him, we'll do a little bit of redemption here from Nas Bassett. Knees Bassett. With the home run in game 1 against the Skunks, Eddie Bransfield, player of of the first game.
I'm so in love with you.
But don't worry, you keep drafting Tony and Dolph and Jake. You just keep drafting those players. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you for gigantifying Dave Steeb. Nas, you're the best. Thank you, Nas. Oh, Nas. Oh. And we got one more redemption before we continue on here. And then I think a lot of those redemptions have been timed out. So for our good friend TB8488, let's come up to Canada for a bit, eh? And celebrate.
How was your day, sweetheart?
It was fine, but my neck is a bit sore.
Mine too. Do you think it's our mattress?
No, I'm quite certain it's the human beings sitting on our backs.
RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. We wake up in the morning and we comb our hair, put on our Mountie underwear, protect the country at any stake, playing with horses on every lunch break. Hey, Buttercup! Come play, Buttercup! Canadian pride we represent. We usually wear gray, but you know it's the best when we wear red jackets and fancy hats. Watch us bust a move in our Mountie pants. Go, Daryl! You've got soul, Daryl! Go, Daryl! Go, go, Daryl! Go, Daryl, go! RCMP, heroes and horseback from sea to sea. RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
In all of North America, they're the largest force that cares for ya.
RCMP, we're the Mounties! Like the police, but for the whole nation.
All right. Thank you again for redeeming your biscuits, gigantifying your emotes, and making Dave Steeb larger than life. All right, we'll check back in on the bounties later. Again, the Google form is pinned for the Matrix contest for your chance to win 10 packs where you can pull a Shane Bieber, a Ken Griffey Jr., or any of the other newer cards that have come out. Go enter the Google form now. Takes you a few minutes to fill it out. It is pinned in the Twitch chat. We're all nerds. If you're not a nerd, you're in the minority. Nerds rule. President of the Nerd Club. Who wants to be president? Let's have an election. Who wants to be the president of the Nerd Club? Okay, here's a few odds and ends from OOTP over the last couple of days. Nicolino posted this morning in the Discord, but if you're not on Discord, here's what he said. He said, we're about to launch the PTMS1. So those of you who qualified will see it, or them, if you qualified for both. They'll be amongst your listed tournaments. They'll be in green. Perfect drafts on the home screen. Just to note that we had a banned team qualify for the perfect draft version of the PTMS. So that team has been replaced by the 129th seed, which was not me. Also note that the last two cards in the prize structure need to be distributed manually. So if you lose out in round 1 or 2, you will get those cards on the Monday after the PTMS. So yeah, I guess there's been a banned team. We could look at all 128 teams and speculate, but we will not do that. But apparently one team will not qualify, and maybe that's for funneling points from one account to another. I know there was some discussion about a certain perfect card, tournament card, that went to one team to another. Maybe, I don't know if it was that team, but yeah, don't cheat. Just don't cheat. The good thing is there's a lock safe. You cannot sell cards on the same account because accidents happen. You could just, I'm selling this card, and then a day later you want to buy that same card on a different team, and you forget that you listed it on your first team. Well, OOTP won't allow you to do that. That's a safeguard in the game. But if you have 2 licenses, it does allow you to do that. That safeguard is not there. And you got to be careful because it's still the same person. And that's where people try to funnel points from one account to another. They'll have their alt account pull a Shane Bieber. They'll list it for, 50,000 points, and the main team will buy it for 50,000 right away before anyone else sees it. And that's illegal. You can't do that. You're going to get banned. Your butt's going to be out of here. So play the game right, play the game legally. Don't try to shuffle cards between different accounts because sometimes if they catch it or people report it, it could lead to a permanent banning, and the fun and joy will be taken out of your game, at least for this version. I don't know if they let banned accounts come back in the next version, but congratulations to whoever finished 129th in the perfect draft. All right. Also, yesterday, Spore came on. If you missed it because you were working and you didn't know this took place because you're not on Discord, the PTMS rules and cards have been announced. Traditional tournament is a cap tournament, so you have to figure out your card numbers and caps. The perfect draft is from 1999 onward, so you will only be offered cards from 1999 up until present day, including live cards and future legends. And it is double perfects or double cards per round. So every round is 2 cards. So you get 2 perfects, couple diamonds. You always pick 2 cards. Not like Iron where you get that 5 cards at the end. Also, all former PTCS cards are now in draft. So if you're doing the 5L and the 6L, you may notice a Paul Splittorff, as part of your draft, whereas before he wasn't. If you're doing a regular perfect draft, you may notice the Nolan Ryan PTCS card is in there. They have been put into the drafts. But of course, they're time specific. So for this PTMS, you will not see the Nolan Ryan because he's not 1999 or further. But you will see PTCS cards that do fit that 1999 to 2024 era. This card caused some controversy in the chat on Discord during Sporer Show because it is the first card. You're seeing that correctly. It is a 101. I didn't even notice this until last night, to be honest, because I was preparing my second part of my show. So I wasn't really watching Sporer's stream. I was just kind of watching for when he was close to being done. And then in Discord, I saw people chatting about this and go, what's going on? And then I just looked it up, and there will be the first 101 rated card. So we're so ingrained to seeing 40 to 100, 40 to 100. While OOTP is changing up things a bit, and we're going with cards that are over 100. And I don't know if there'll be cards under 100, maybe. I don't know. But this is something that is going to be done in the game. Nicolino was in the Discord yesterday. I want to post a few of his responses for those of you that did not see it, just to kind of clear up a little bit of confusion, because this took a lot of people by surprise. And Nicolino, someone asked him, was this a joke? Is this, just kind of a ha-ha? And Nicolino said, no, we're serious. There is a purpose for this, for having cards over 100. And he kept being asked questions about it, and he said, it'll be okay. He said, I actually like how we have this mapped out. So this is not just, wake up one morning and say we're going to have a card that's 101. This has been mapped out. He also was asked the question, was this planned from the beginning of the cycle? Which he responded, yes. So this has been in the works from the beginning. He later on went to say that it's not just 3 cards, because someone said, well, there's probably going to be 3 because there's like 3 PTMSs. He said it's not just going to be the 3 cards, but he would not expand on that. We do not know if it's going to include future PTCS prizes, if it's going to include tournament batch prizes, if it's going to include packable cards. We do not know. All he said that There will be more cards over 100 coming. Also, he said, he was questioned a little bit more. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And he posted that there's a few reasons why they're doing this. Some of it has to do with feedback over the years about the perfects. And in fact, some people in Discord have kind of complained about the perfects. I don't know the background to that. I don't know the story behind that. I do know that people were upset because you have the Luke Appling perfect, you have the Shane Bieber perfect, and they're not they're not comparable. They're not both 100 representative cards. So you do have perfect cards that slip in, like the Shane Baz of the past, like there was a third baseman, the live mission reward last year. That was a perfect. You do have cards that you look at them and go, this should be a bronze, this should be a silver. And then you get the Shane Bieber cards, and you get cards that look like this, that are super juiced. So Luke Appling or this guy, there's a big difference there. So again, this is all that was mentioned. Someone asked him, is there going to be an official statement about this? And Nicolino said, I don't think there's going to be an official statement on what the plan is. We've never really done that before in the past. We just let the plan unfold. And again, I see pros and cons. On the one hand, we want to know, please tell us what's coming. At least give us a basic blueprint of what we're going to see with these cards over 100, or some reasoning behind it. On the other hand, it's always nice to kind of be surprised. And like when we get a new card on a Monday afternoon or a treasure trove set on a Tuesday morning, it's like, oh, it's nice to be surprised sometimes. So I do see both sides of it. I don't know. My guess is they want to distinguish the super juiced cards from the other hundreds. They want to separate them a little bit. Does that mean we're going to get a low perfect and high perfect situation where we have tournaments that are low perfect and high perfect? Maybe. The biggest impact, I think, is on cap tournaments, where you're spending 101 points now instead of 100 points. Where a card like Monty Ward last year, remember the Monty Ward two-way player? Mr. Black has pointed this out in Discord, saying that should have been like 110, because you could use him as a hitter and a pitcher in a cap tournament. So he should have had more value. And maybe this is where that's coming from. Maybe the idea to have cards over 100 is coming from that discussion with that Monty Ward card last year, because it was kind of unfair to people that owned him. It was a stud card, and it was a stud hitter and pitcher. I think shortstop and pitching card. And you only had to use 100 points. Maybe we start seeing those two-way studs come out, like a Babe Ruth two-way card coming out as 120. He's juiced, and you can use him as a hitter or pitcher to take more off your cap. So I do understand that point, because it does make sense to have a two-way player worth more in a cap tournament. 101 for this card seems low, though. If that was the point of this should be like 110 or 115. Why just go to 101? I mean, this is way and above better than any card in the game right now as a hitter card. Like it just dominates. So just to make it 1 point, if your purpose is to penalize the juiced cards in cap tournaments, you probably should be a little bit more. So I don't know if all future cards are going to be 101, or if they're going to go even higher than that. We're only in June, guys. There's a lot of cards to come, and what we see as a juiced card here, look at all the empty space on this card. Look at all the ratings. There's a lot of empty gaps here. So there are cards that can be a lot more juiced than this one that comes out. Remember, the ratings are now like 550. There's a whole new rating system for the player cards this year and for the base game. So our minds are kind of accustomed to the last 3 or 4 years of Perfect Team with that 255 rating, and now it's like 550. So what we saw as a lot of blue last year with no room for improvement, we're seeing that blue earlier on the scale now, but there's still a long way to go. So this Troy Tulowitzki could be nerfed in 2 or 3 months' time by a much better card. Always look at how much space is left after the bars there, because there's a lot on this card. So maybe it is 101, and future cards, the further they get to the end of the bar, the more number they'll have on the card. 112, 115, 120. Who knows what they'll go up to? But again, this is new. It caught a lot of people off guard. It caught a lot of people that are traditionalists and like it only going up to 100. Again, I see both sides of it, and I'm not supporting the OOTP side. I'm not supporting the side that hates it, because I truly do see both sides of it and how super juiced cards in a cap tournament especially should have more value. Remember, there's only going to be 2 of these cards in the game. Just 2. The 2 winners get the cards, and that's it. So it's not like we're going to have 50 of these floating around. Right now, there's 2. Going to be a lot of eyes on Thursday's show. Will we see another juiced card on the new TWIPT set coming out? But I do give it up to Nicolino, not just kind of avoiding the situation, coming on Discord and at least letting us know that this has been in the plans from day one. They've got it mapped out. He's looking forward to seeing how it works, and we'll go from there. But I wanted to update those people. If they see that 101, it's not a mistake. It is something that's been done on purpose. All right, guys, we're on a break. Back in a couple minutes' time. Matrix form, get that filled out. This is your 5-minute warning. All right, we're here talking OOTP update and news. EVC back in the chat here. Welcome back, my friend. I don't know if you're back in the continental US yet or still off in Europe. I know you're back streaming on Saturday. Saturday morning, EVC is back. So there will not be an Amigo show this week. We will be back next week with the pre-TWIPT Amigo show, and seeing a lot of conversation in the chat here about the new system. Like I said, I see it both ways. I would have liked to, learn, at least have a heads up at the beginning of the year. I think it probably would have been a good idea when they did the first stream of the year about Perfect Team, saying, hey guys, down the line, we may see cards rated over 100. Something simple like that, just to kind of prep the user base a little bit. They don't have to give explanations why, but, down the line, you're going to see some changes in how cards look. And there may be cards rated over 100. They could have easily kind of said, well, that kind of falls in line with the new ratings engine that they have. So it would have made sense. Okay, new ratings engine up to 550. Yeah, I can see how you need to go over 100, because it may be easier to do that than just to revamp the whole thing, because they have to have, lots and lots of cards on the first day of release. And so to have cards adjusted properly on that first day, I don't know. I think there should have been a little bit more of a heads up. Again, us affiliates, we do not get any kind of special treatment in terms of news or things. We hear news typically the same time you hear news. The only time once in a while OOTP will reach out in the case of the Laptop Pound or the Bagels and Schmear tournament and kind of ask us if we want to change things around from time to time. But otherwise, we don't get the news before you guys. We don't, when OOTP Go came out, we did not know you had to pay for it until it was put out. In the case of this 101, we did not know. So we are not in the loop. Sometimes it would be nice to be in the loop a little bit, just to at least expect some sort of reaction. But at the same time, they've always done this. They've always kind of kept things close to the vest until they reveal it. So we will move on. But again, I do commend Nicolino for coming on and dealing with it, at least generally in the chat yesterday on Discord, and verifying that it will continue. We will see more, probably just not the PTMS cards, because he said more than 3 cards. And is it the battle combinators? Maybe. I think the worst thing that could happen is you have a 101 packable that is also combinator. It's juiced enough. You don't need to juice a 101 card. Maybe they can program it easier for only combinators up to level 100, and these 101 pluses can't be combinated. I don't know. It's still early in the process. We will find out as time goes on. We're passionate about our game. We want to see the game succeed. We want free-to-play players to still be successful. And D-Block streaming tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Catch D-Block at Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon on Twitch. So new content will be coming out. We've had a lot of new cards, a lot of new tournament cards coming out. And I know it's only been a week or so, but we're already starting to see the price. A lot of these tournament cards, a lot of these cards are starting to become saturated a little bit in the market, especially the silver cards. They have dropped to a lot of them now under 10,000, where at the beginning you could get into the 20,000 plus range for these silver cards. And it's going to get more saturated. You're going to get to a point where these silver mission tournament batch cards are posted for less than 5,000 points and then less than 3,000 points. For you new players, down the line, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever their timeline is, there will be a second batch of tournament cards, and then a third batch and a fourth batch. As the year goes on, they release new batches of these cards, which are usually better, more playable than the last batch. So my recommendation, if you're getting a lot of silver cards, I would once the price point gets really low, hang on to them, keep them, store them. Because what tends to happen is they will create missions in the future which require tournament batch 1 cards. And by the time tournament batch 4 cards come out, they become more rare because you can't pull them anymore. You can't win them anymore. So the price starts to go up on these tournament 1 batch silvers once they get put into missions further down into the season. So if you're getting frustrated because you're getting a lot of silvers, I think you can cash in on them. If it was like last year, they started putting them in missions later in the game and the price started to go up again. So I'd make sure try to get one of each of the silvers, one of each of the gold, keep them so that you don't have to buy them for a mission later on. Diamonds still have a little bit of value, but even the high diamonds and low diamonds are starting to drop quite a bit in price because think about how many dailies there are. And every daily has a high diamond prize. A lot of people pick the same cards because they're the better playable cards. Sometimes maybe pick the worst card because no one else is picking the worst card. Like the Bobby Dorr, from last year that was eventually put into a mission. If you're winning a lot of these dailies, the odd time pick a bad card and just keep it in your account because it could be worth 50,000 points down the line. Just my advice. All right. One more time, I'm going to post the matrix form in the chat. Here's your 5-minute warning. Sorry, I haven't been reading chat, guys. I've been trying to focus on some of the things I want to say here and get through. Because again, controversial topics, controversial discussions, I need to be focused on a little bit and not get wrapped up in everything going on in the chat. But hopefully it's a civil conversation there, guys. Again, with any new addition to a game, there's going to be people that like it and adapt and people that don't and think it was the wrong decision. Okay, let's take a look at our bounties here. Again, Matrix, you got less than 5 minutes to get in. Oh, yeah, Josh, pick the worst card. I said if you're winning a lot of tournaments, if you're winning a lot of dailies, it's nice to have those cards that no one else is taking, just to have it in your system. Because if there's like a Babe Ruth 2-way card mission that comes out later, and the worst gold card is needed in that mission, all of a sudden that gold card goes up to like 40,000 perfect points. And hey, you've got one. Or you can sell it. I like to have a lot of variety of cards, not always pick the same card just because it's worth the most on the card shop, especially as it becomes more and more saturated. Early on, absolutely, take the best cards. Take the cards that are selling for the most. But 2 weeks from now, there's going to be a lot of saturation. And I don't know when the next tournament batch is coming out. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3 weeks. It could be a month and a half. They've never said what the segmentation is for releasing these cards, at least not that I've seen. All right, let's go check out the bronze double elimination. And game one, I beat Road Soda in game number 2. We'll take a look at the scores here. So round number 2, it was a 9-3 victory. Mr. Charlie Wilson was the winner. Eovaldi took the loss. Petrocelli got a home run for my team. Rob Deere and Adam Dunn, 2 of the bashers, got home runs for Road Soda. Also, Kitty Poo Poo wins their second round matchup against the Trash Pandas 8-1 with a home run. Kitty Poo Poo on Kitty. I forgot you had a combinator, Kitty. Well, Kitty Poo Poo with the Kitty combinator gets a home run in the victory there. Also, Washington Park Rangers win their second game 5-1 over the Bots. And Raffensperger gets the win. And our final round 2 winner on the A side was the UVM Cats with an 8-3 victory over the Midway Pack Defenders or Midway Defenders. Rob Deere with the headlights. Rob Deere with the headlights. More coffee, lap, more coffee. Rob Deere with the home run. And 2 home runs for a live cruise. There you go. A live card gets a couple home runs in the game for UVM. And Raritan gets a home run as well. In the quarterfinals, it is Kitty Poo Poo that takes the first game from me in a 4-3 victory. 4-3 for Kitty Poo Poo, going 10 innings, getting a run in the bottom of the 8th, and the winning run, a walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. Was it a home run? It doesn't look like they got a home run. Nope. But Kitty Bransfield goes 2 for 5 against me in that game. All right, next sim is in. Is the bounty claimed? We will find out now. Did I get my second loss? And I did. So after losing to the Kitty Poo Poo team, Makadkar will take advantage of that, and Makadkar will eliminate the Gladiators here in the quarterfinals by a score of 8-3. Mr. Harris will take the win for Makadkar Eovaldi. My Eovaldi will take the loss. Gary Sheffield gets a home run for me, and Andrew Jones, the combinated Andrew Jones, gets a couple home runs for Wabanaki. So congratulations, Makadkar. I will, unless I hear from you otherwise, I will have those packs sent to Makadkar 5. Makadkar 5. All right, well, good luck the rest of the way in the tournament. Here is your tournament tree. The Kitty Poo Poo will be taking on Sean Soul's Rangers. A winner goes directly to the final, guaranteeing themselves at least one pack. And the semifinals, we got Wabanaki up against the UVM Cats. The winner of that will take on the loser of Kitty Poo Poo and the Rangers. Let's take a look at the 2 A-side teams still in there. Kitty Poo Poo has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 15 combinators, but none of them are leveled up to number 5. And the Washington Park Rangers, the underdog here, combinator-wise, only has 1, and it's a level 0 combinator with Paul Blair. So Kitty Poo Poo going up against the Washington Park Rangers for a chance to make it to the finals. The other one, the bounty, the draft bounty is done. Let's go into that. Must be a first round loss here. And it is 3-0. GT Sundown makes me eat my words when I said, who will I be playing in round 2? And he didn't think he had a strong team. He only had 23 players, but he wins 7-1, 7-3, and 3-2 for the sweep. Well done, GT Sundown. So GT, unless I hear from you, I will send it to that account I see there, GT_Sundown. And that looks like it's your upcoming theme team. But if you want it to go somewhere else, like your packs only, if you have pack, yeah, you do have packs only. If you want it to go there, just let me know. Send me a whisper or a DM on Discord. And again, thank you to the 2 new packs only teams. One is Cavacom, and I forget who else. Someone else said they just created a new team and it's going to be packs only. So we got a couple more joining the packs only club. If you want to become packs only, you can check out all the rules and everything on the Discord there, plus a lot of chat going on, a lot of fire polls that are posted, a lot of kitty Hall of Fame celebration. And oh, I didn't check. Did anyone draft Kitty today? No. We got a Kittredge, but no Kitty. 3 days in a row that Kitty has not been in the draft pool, I guess. Okay, well, both bounties are done. I don't have to focus on that anymore. This is your 2-minute countdown on the Matrix. If you're just joining in now, you got 2 minutes. Make it quick. Let's go check in. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. There we go. We got 32 entries so far. 32. All right. Well, before we'll actually let that sit a little bit because we do have a break coming up in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna let that go for about 5 more minutes. We'll close it off after the break. What I like to do usually on Mondays, but it happens to be Tuesdays lately, is give a little bit of give a shout out to those tournament players that have done well from week to week. Let me just spam that tournament there. So the PTCS round number 4 has been updated this morning. So if you woke up and you opened up your account and you saw some perfect points there and go, how did I get 50,000 perfect points? Well, it's because you were the top finisher in week 14 for the PTCS qualifying. Top 10, first place gets 50,000 points, second place gets 35,000 perfect points, all the way down to 10th place. That gets, I believe, 10,000 perfect points. So here are your weekly winners. Congratulations in the tournament weekly. Last week, KJ22. This is the team that won my Diamond League in Perfect League last week. So they won Diamond and they were the top team in the tournament weekly. Pricey and the Soul Eagles second. The Warriors, A.L. Simeon, JDA, 4th place. Moonlight Matt, Baseball Juice, Kelso Though, Dunkaroo, Rojo, and Kazarak. All winning perfect points for the tournament weekly. Next up, if you play the tournament daily wildcard, congratulations go out to our winners. Enrique, who is in our bounty today, 1st place. Pricey in 2nd. Rojo in 3rd. Eric Barnes in 4th. Shifted from Canada in 5th. KC86. Nicole, Friend of Robots. CBR and Dead War 49. All received points last week for their finish in the tournament daily wildcard. All right, let's move on to the Diamond Dailies. If you play the Diamond Dailies, you probably see a lot of Underdog. Underdog 44, a fellow educator, teacher, is the weekly winner, 177 points in Diamond. Mawiffin in 2nd. A-Dub representing the community here. A-Dub, I haven't seen you in chat much. You must be busy at work. 3rd place finish. Griffs, there you are. How many points did you get for that? For 3rd place is 25,000, I think, right? Griffs in 4th, JDA, KJ22, Warbot, Weldon, J Palm, and 17. All finish in the top 10. Let's head down to gold. If you're a gold player, good luck. Mark in Massachusetts. Warbots. Warbots building a dominant combinator gold team. So Warbot's going to be at the top of this list frequently. I think Mark might have one as well. Monterre Don, who I was in chat earlier. Congratulations, Monterre Don. Again, representing the community there. Third place. $25K. Just like A-Dub. EVC in fifth. Congratulations to the Banshees in the gold daily. Rob 8, B-Team Bomber, Skodeeks, Rob Deere and Headlights. See, I knew I mentioned him for a reason earlier. Rob Deere and Headlights in ninth. And B Phil B, a PAX only team manager, is in 10th. Let's head down to silver. A lot of silver players here. First place, Plastic Spoon with the Burlington Silver Stars. So if you play the dailies, if you play the Dr. Dynastic Silver, you probably come across this team in the winner circle quite a bit. Plastic Spoon. Their average finish is 12.58. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty dominant. Hot Root. Brydav, congratulations for finishing third. Showtime. Go Cubs Go. Cornelius. TD Outlaw. Megas. Fellow affiliates. Megas 978. John Gotti. And Old Delano. And we're on a break, so we'll be back. Less than 2. All right, we are back. We are back. And yeah, sorry for the matrix form error there for the Ken Griffey home run question. There is no category for 51 to 55. So just if it says 55 plus, that will be 51 plus. So home runs, if he hits more than 50, then it will be that answer there. All right, back to our congratulations here. Old Delano from Granite City, Illinois, I believe, is in 10th place. So congratulations, Old Delano, IDub, EVC, Monterre, Don, racking up some perfect points here. Cocktail next, just missing out in number 11th there. I missed the open. Well, no, I'm working my way up. The open's coming. In fact, let's do the open now. Let's leave bronze and iron till the end, because those are the two I play. In the daily open, first place, and in chat today.
Winner, winner, winner.
We've got a winner. 50,000 points going out to Josh 31 UT and the Starfish. Congratulations, Josh. 17 in second, Ultimate Phenom, Enrique, Zed Farrow, Izadafo, Sasu Frasu, Slenzer, Jousman, and Dead War 49. all finish in the perfect points this week. 120 points, so not as big of a gap. We've got 10th place at 67, so we got 53 points from 1st to 10th there. Let's look at our 2 drafts. The weekly draft. If you play the weeklies, Red Eclipse was the top player there with 86 points, 11 weeklies played. Twins win. Mawiffin, Big Toe, S. Sanger, Gusto's, Dad Metal Bot, Tactile Nex 88, FOTOP, and Stratico are all the perfect points winner in the daily weekly. This is the perfect drafts. Congratulations go out. In fact, our 8th place finisher, Tactile, his highest finish was 4th. So he didn't even win a weekly, didn't even make the finals of a weekly, played in 12 of them, but consistently played well and got into the top 10. Let's go to the draft dailies. This is your 5L, your 6L, your bagels and schmear. Every perfect draft that fires off once a day gets you points here. 142 points go to Will77R. Congratulations to the Orlando Kingsmen. Waddy, the North York no logo in second. Enrique, J. Sitko, Sipimi, J. Rooney, Braves only. Kitty Poo Poo representing. Kitty Poo Poo finishing in 7th place with the Braves only. S. Patrick 4, Beck Dog, who is
Winner.
often in chat as well. Beck Dog, congratulations on your top 10
Winner.
finish with the Phillies. And Star X02 is 10th. There's We Are Marshall. O's Bones, pretty much off of his 5L and 6L performances, finishing in 20th place. I see Cedar Wrights on there as well. So yeah, if you're doing well in the 5L and 6L, it should put you in pretty good standing here. Where am I? Well, as we keep scrolling, my performance has not been great in the 5L. Been okay in the 6L. I do have a 3rd place finish. I've got 4 3rd place finishes, but yeah, I'm way behind. 344th in the dailies with that team. GT Sundown I saw on there. D Dempsey's on there on the top 128. So this is a 4-week period. So you'll see it goes from week 13 to 16. So you got a couple more weeks to qualify for PTCS number 4. Next up, let's take a look at Iron. Probably going to be the 2 teams we always see at the top. Yep. No idea yet. And the I-75 homers, fully stat combinator teams, they will be up there for a very long time. But we're starting to see more teams with over 100 points now. Beck Dog, building up a combinator iron team. Vector, Dub City, S. Patrick, Dunt, Clueless Joe Jackson, Stratico, and Escadillo are your top 10 finishers. So really tough to get into the top 5, but wide open there for kind of 6th to 10th there. B-Dog, Jim Bowden, Mr. Audits, T. Davis, Kip, a few of the other players in the top 20. Vector, representing. All right, Vector, you get a round of applause. 4th place. And I think it's about 15,000 perfect points or something for 4th with the Regina Monarchs with your iron team. And finally, Bronze. This is the one I focus on the most. Bronze weekly update. 50,000 points go to Hermes and the Swanee Braves. John Gotti in 2nd place. E-Question, the Denver Whitehawks. McCod Carr, congratulations, McCod, finishing in 4th overall. Meg, 4 Byte 3. Exto 4S. Mr. Black, Xene0114, the Hoosman, and Lava. Yeah, when I play the bronze tournaments, these are the teams I see a lot. And unfortunately, I don't get into a lot of the early bronze because it's too early for me to register. Once in a while, I'm lucky enough to get into those ones. So I'm mainly kind of in the late ones. I've played 17 tournaments and 18th place right now. So hanging out there in the top 20 in bronze. EVC's up there with his Brothers Brothers. Congratulations, just missing out on the top 10. The Hoosman there with the Dodgers, Mill Basin Yankees, Clarkston Cougars, all there hanging out in the top 30. Again, that is a week number 2 of this cycle. Here is your overall for PTCS 4. Again, all you got to do is make the top 128. We're now halfway through. I'm currently ranked number 11th overall for the cycle. And top 128 will make it in. So if it ended today, I would play team number 120? No, 118. I would play T-Nuts if it were to end today. Gardeners will win the PTCS 4 bronze. You guarantee it, Dr. Zevia? I wouldn't guarantee it. I think a lot of it depends on the format because with combinators and the combinators that he owns, he may not be able to use a lot of combinators. If it's some sort of format that, again, is all live cards or something like that. I think if it's an open format, odds are that he is going to do it. But there are some good combinator teams out there. There are teams with not as many combinators, but have good managerial skill, like Makadkar, like Lava, like Mr. Black, like Extoforas, that don't have a full combinator team, but they can do some other things with their sliders and strategy, and especially if they micromanage. Micromanaging, I think, is a big thing in PTCS. So on paper, yeah, they probably should win it, but I would take the bet that they don't. Iron, I think for sure. In Iron, odds are that it's going to come down to either a Water Rocket or Jason Mallet. I think in Iron. Although Beck Dog, you can't. I mean, he's closing in on the point total there. But once you get past Iron, there's no guarantee. Who won bronze last PTCS? I don't think it was. We go to PTCS number 3 results for bronze. PTCS number 3. See, Gotti, the Braves, Lava finished second. And Lava, who beat? I don't know if Lava's here. I'll recognize it if I see the name. But the last bronze PTCS was won by I don't see them in the top 20. Can't remember who won it, but I would if I see the name, I'd recognize that they won it. Lava is again, Lava is one of the best in bronze right now, and he came second, and I think he might have lost in game 6 or 7. So yeah, it's no guarantee. Lava points wise last cycle had less than half the points of John Gotti, and John Gotti didn't win it. See, last PTCS, I would have said he's probably a given to win, but he lost out early. Like he lost out in round 2 or 3, I think. It was the Hoagie Mouse. Thank you, D Block. Hoagie Mouse. Hoagie Mouse. Hoagie Mouse. I I know I could type it in the search, but I thought this would be quicker, and apparently it's not quicker. There it is. I saw it. I saw it. There it is. T-Chuck, ranked number 98 overall, beat Lava in the final with 69 total points. So again, it's not a given that the top player is going to win the tournament. On paper, yes, they should. But there are a lot of other factors that come into play. Cards definitely are a big part of it, but your managerial ability and your micromanaging, I'm sure Lava was micromanaging right up until the last game. And sometimes you have to do that. Okay. Yes, RNG is going to RNG, even in the PTCS. I mean, how many times has the 128th team won bronze? It's happened a couple times. DA 186 did it with the first PTCS, finished 128th, and he won the whole thing. Mind you, it was live cards, but still. All right, so let's close off the Matrix form, guys. It is time. We have less than an hour before we get over to Dr. Dynastic. We have 40 entries, so let's close that off. And let's check out what you guys are thinking. Will the Seattle Mariners make the playoffs? 3 people said no. Will they win the World Series or make the World Series? 2/3 say no. 1/3 says yes. Regular season wins, you're going from 91 to 109. RBI total for Ken Griffey Sr. Back in his 1976 year, he had 74. So we got 40% going for that range and 40% the level higher. Eddie Plank, he's going to be the number 3 pitcher to start the season in Seattle. And you guys are thinking he's going to get between 15 and 17 wins. Alan Trammell, back in 1987, had 205 hits. You guys are not thinking he's going to reach that mark into 2024. And home runs for Ken Griffey Jr. 25% are saying 51 or more, because that should be 51 now. And 44 to 50, 43%. And then we have our tiebreakers. Okay, let me link the sheet. All right, both bounties have been won. Congratulations to both bounty winners. So we've got this giveaway to do, and at the end of the show, at the top of the hour, we're going to do a late bird giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for being here on this Thursday. Tonight, don't forget, TJ will be on with his Texas Rangers series, Cowboy Up series, so you can get your official packs, 5 packs from Out of the Park when TJ is on at 9 p.m. Eastern. Ezra, I think, is on tonight. I know he's going on vacation soon, so he will be taking a couple weeks off from his After Dark series with his San Francisco Giants, but I believe that's not until next week, so he should be on tonight after TJ. And of course, Dr. Dynastic, Mr. Dynamic, Mr. Dynastic, whatever you might want to call him, he is coming up next. And then EMLB, FKN Kamish will be on at about 7 o'clock Eastern Time with the latest EMLB news. Okay, folks, it is time. Can we finally get a World Series in the Matrix? Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr., Eddie Plank, and Alan Trammell. Heading to Seattle. Seattle currently has a 2-2 record because we always start on April 1st. So we were not able to get the South Korea series in. We let that one play out. So we always start April 1st with the rosters as of April 1st. So if any players have been injured, traded, that is not included in the game. These are what they look like on April 1st. So pitching wise, you'll see here the game has decided to put Eddie Plank behind George Kirby and Louis Castillo. This is what Eddie Plank will look like as a 28-year-old. Back in 1904, which this player is based off of, he had 26 wins, 17 losses, a 2.17 ERA, and a 5.8 WAR, third highest WAR of his career. So not maybe his best year, but one of his best years, 1904. We got 3 hitters on the Matrix team today for Seattle. Alan Trammell is our Hall of Famer. This is the 29-year-old Alan Trammell. Here you see his ratings pretty much finished except for BABIP. He has a little bit he could improve on there. And when he was 29 years old back in 1987, he had 205 hits, 6.4 WAR, which was the highest of his career, and was an all-star for the Detroit Tigers back in 1980, 84, 85, and World Series MVP back in 1984. So this one comes a little bit after his World Series MVP. Also, we've got hitting first against the righties and third against the lefties. The AI has put in Ken Griffey Jr. into right field, 25-year-old Ken Griffey Jr. So back in 1976, Ken Griffey Jr. played with the Cincinnati Reds, had a 6.5 WAR, so that was his best career WAR by far. 189 hits. He had 28 doubles, 74 ribbies, and 34 stolen bases. Yeah, he could run a little bit. 336 average and a 401 OBP. Ken Griffey Jr. is in the Matrix. And finally, many of your favorite players, especially if you're from the Pacific Northwest, IBDB2U, and Jeff Steele Flex, internet expert, all you Seattle fans out there, in the Matrix, Ken Griffey Jr. Now, this isn't not a lot of blue on this card. Again, this is the 1996 Ken Griffey Jr., 26 years old. He is 5 stars, but the ratings may not look like it's a 5-star player. But back in 1996, he did have 49 home runs, 5.6 WAR, and wasn't again his best year of his career. That would probably come a year later when he had 56 home runs. But it's just as he's kind of the beginning of his peak there with Seattle. So we'd play a few more years in Seattle before going on to Cincinnati. We'd play part of a season in Chicago with the White Sox, and then come back to Seattle as a 40 and 41-year-old. Ken Griffey Jr., career 2,781 hits and 630 home runs. All right, Griffey Jr. fans, where does that rank him on the all-time home run list? 630. Got to be in the top 10, right? Ken Griffey, I'm going to guess like number 8. There you go. D-Block pointing out there. Don't cut the D-Block, Dragon. Pointing out, giving a little love to Boiled Egg. The Boys of Winter draft is tonight. As long as it's not postponed. Boiled Egg. He's checking on it. Stop making him feel bad. Come on. 3rd or 4th in real life, Beck Dog says. Okay, so he is in the top 5 in home runs. And Boiled says it's happening, D-Block. So you didn't lose sleep for nothing. It is happening. All right, we're going to start the Matrix when we come back here, guys. Ken Griffey Jr., Sr., Eddie Plank, and Alan Trammell will be playing some baseball in 2 minutes' time. right, welcome back. The Matrix is underway. Here is your April 1st lineup here as we are in Seattle. We always play a little bit of game one out just to see these players in action. On the mound, Eddie Plank will make his debut for the Seattle Mariners from his 1904 version. At first base, we have Ty France. Second base, Jorge Polanco. Alan Trammell will be at short. Louis Urias at third. And in the outfield, Dylan Moore in left, Julio Rodriguez in center, and Ken Griffey will be manning right field. Behind the plate, Mitch Garver and Ken Griffey Jr. will be hitting cleanup as the DH today in Seattle. All right, game one. Now let's watch Eddie Plank during this first inning, and then we'll watch each of the Griffies get their first at bat. Eddie with the first pitch of the Matrix, low and outside, but gets the job done for the first out. Plank, the delivery, strikes him out down the middle. Strikeout for Eddie Plank. 2 away. Jose Ramirez comes up for Cleveland. Inside pitch jams him, and that's going to be the third out. Clean inning there for Eddie Plank as we go to the bottom of the first. And here we have the father from Father's Day set, Ken Griffey against Tristan McKenzie. Griffey, big swing into right field, but that's not going to clear the outfield wall. That is going to be the first out for Tristan McKenzie. Alan Trammell comes up now, number 2 hitter playing shortstop. And the Detroit Tiger will ground out to second for out number 2. That's going to bring up Julio Rodriguez with Ken Griffey Jr. on deck. He takes that one inside. He checks his swing. They argue the call. Umpire says, no, it is a ball 4. And that's going to bring up Ken Griffey Jr. for his first plate appearance back in Seattle in 2024. Ken Griffey would be... how old is Ken Griffey now? He was 41 in 2010. 55-year-old Ken Griffey Jr. And down the middle, runner advances to second base. Julio Rodriguez steals second. In scoring position now, can Ken Griffey get his first RBI as a Mariner? That one gets by the third baseman. How will that be scored? Here comes the runner from second, safe. That will be an RBI single. Ken Griffey Jr. is welcomed home with the first run of the game there. Okay, let's finish it off. We've seen all the players in action, and it will be a 10-3 victory for Seattle. Could this team be a team of destiny? Senior will go 1 for 5. Trammell will go 2 for 5, 3 runs scored, 5 RBIs in that game for Alan Trammell, including 2 home runs. Wow. He had a ground out in the first inning and then came on fire. Ken Griffey Jr., 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. So a lot of ones there for Ken Griffey Jr. And the win will go to Eddie Plank, who pitches a complete game, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Both of those runs will be home runs, and only 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. These dead ball pitchers, we've seen they put up a lot of Ks. The game favors them for strikeouts. We saw that last week. We saw that the week before. A lot of strikeouts for these guys. Player of the game will be Alan Trammell. Tristan McKenzie does not even go 5 innings. He will take the loss. Game 1, Seattle. All right, before we finish out the rest of the month, let's take a look at the player rankings going into the season. According to OOTP, OSA, Ronald Acuna Jr. is your top player, and Atlanta Braves Sean Murphy is the second best positional player. Alan Trammell will come in at number 3. So expect big things out of Trammell this year. Aaron Judge at number 4. Number 6 is Ken Griffey Jr., so he makes the top 10. And Senior is in the top 20. He will be your number 18th ranked player. So all 3 Matrix players, as they should be, are in the top 20. Ohtani as a hitter comes in at number 19. Pitching wise, Jacob deGrom, Spencer Strider, Yamamoto, and Gaussman are your top 4. We do not see Eddie Plank on here or Seattle, but we do see George Kirby and Louis Castillo. So top 2 pitchers for Seattle, according to the AI, do make the top 20. All right, let's continue on. Let's finish off the month of April. Seattle, part of the AL West, currently battling out with Texas for the division lead, going back and forth as we reach the end of the month. Well, thank you. Thank you, D-Block. I'm glad I rank up there with the Euro. Yesterday, you told us it was 1-1 between Belgium and Slovakia. How did that game end? You can't leave me hanging now, and I don't want to look it up. Did it end in a draw? What do they call it there? Draws or ties or pushes, or what's the official term in Europe for a 1-1 game? And I don't know, do they do shootouts at that stage that they're at now, or do they still count them as ties? Here we are at the end of April, and your Seattle Mariners have a 3-game lead in the AL West with a 19-11 record. So Seattle off to a hot start. Would I care for an update on EVC's dinner? Yes, I would, Andy. Yes, I would. In fact, if you have pictures, have EVC or yourself DM me them on Discord. And I can actually not explain the dinner. I can show the dinner. Okay, guess. I'm going to say that EVC is enjoying a pint of pale ale, some light beer. I don't think he's drinking a dark beer. You'll be able to see through it. He's enjoying some blood sausage and some meat pie. He's having a meat pie, blood sausage, and whatever that dessert is that they have there. Well, I know you go up to Scotland once in a while. I know he was up there. I thought maybe he was still up in Scotland. Haggis, Neeps, and Tatties, according to Vector. Oh, Vector with the win. Vector is a mind reader.
Winner.
All right. Yeah, for dessert, haggis a la mode. Yorkshire pudding. He's got to have Yorkshire there as well, Andy. Okay, let's if there are pictures, I'll go check my DMs a little later and we'll show those at the All-Star break. Eddie Plank is currently 3-2 right now. So lately he's let up a lot of runs in losses to Texas and Atlanta. Currently got 54 strikeouts, on pace for 292, a 4.34 WAR, and a whip of 120. So not the best of starts for Eddie after we saw him do a complete game win in the first game. Check our hitters here. Alan Trammell is hitting 340. He's already got a 1.7 WAR, folks. Yes, 1 month into the season, he's got a 1.7 WAR. The Detroit Tiger got a 2.5 zone rating in April. And his game log looks like this. 4 for 5 against Arizona, 4 for 5 against Colorado. A lot of multiple hit games here. So Alan Trammell, Hall of Famer as a 29-year-old, loves it in the Pacific Northwest. The only multiple home run game was the first game we saw, the game we watched him in action. Had 2 home runs in that opening game against Cleveland. After that, a few single home runs. Let's check on the Griffies. Let's check with Pops. Pops in right field, hitting .286. Got a couple home runs, 12 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 10 walks, 26 strikeouts. So he is striking out, kind of a one per game average strikeout. But again, kind of what you would expect out of Ken Griffey Sr. Not really underperforming, not overperforming. Ken Griffey Jr. as the DH this season. Well, look at that. Is that right? Ken Griffey Sr. is hitting .286. Ken Griffey Jr. is not performing up to Pops, hitting .253. He does have 6 home runs, on pace for 32, 22 strikeouts. So again, 1 per game and 10 walks like his dad. So Ken Griffey Jr. not performing well in April. Eddie Plank still in the number 3 slot as the pitchers, and hitting wise looks like nothing has changed. Alan Trammell, Ken Griffey, and Jr. all in the same hitting slots. Let's go to the end of May. Yeah, the RCMP can sponsor me if they give me one of those cool uniforms and hats. RCMP. And I would appoint Don't Cut the D Block Dragon as one of my top officers, because after all, he directed me to that clip. So D Block becomes the RCMP ambassador to Germany. And those who are going, what are you talking about? What is this RCMP? What did he send you, Lap? What, you guys haven't heard it? The RCMP song? Well, here's a little piece, thanks to Naspace. D-Block is on the floor now, dancing around.
Daryl, you've got soul, Daryl. Go, Daryl. Go.
No Naspace. No Naspace.
RCMP, heroes and horseback from sea to sea. RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Yes, up in Canada, our federal police force is the RCMP. The Lone Star has heard it. All right. He's heard this song before. RCMP, thanks to D-Block. Oh, there's more D-Block goodness coming over the course of the cycle. He always finds me good little clips. Surprised no one wants to hear the goat song yet. That one's thanks to D-Block as well. Okay, here we are at the end of May. Seattle Mariners are currently 37-22, 3.5 game lead over the Houston Astros. Texas Rangers have fallen back, but still above 500. And we've got our leaderboard here. Let's take a look if any of our Mariners are on the leaderboard at the end of the month. Ken Griffey Jr. has had a great month. He's up to 272. Here is his batting stats. So he's picked it up, folks. 4 for 5 against Houston, 3 for 6 against Washington, 4 for 5 against the Yankees, 3 for 4 against the Yankees. He is on fire. If the game hasn't given him the flame, shame on them, because he is currently second in RBIs in the American League. Eddie Plank, 4-3 record, 4.42 ERA, so he's kind of stayed the same. And they have not given the flame to Ken Griffey Jr. But he's definitely picked it up. Senior is currently hitting 313. So again, a little father-son competition there. He's had a great month as well, including hitting 4 for 5 against the Angels. Home runs here and there. So yeah, hitting 313 with a OPS of 834. And in fact, this is his highest average since the second game of the season. So he started on May 22nd he broke 300 on pretty much May the 9th. And he's been 300 pretty much ever since. Ken Griffey and Alan Trammell. Let's go check on the Detroit Tiger. Trammell hitting 249. He's fallen off the pace here, folks. No stamina for the Detroit Tiger. No big hitting streaks other than the one he's on now. He's got a 6-game hitting streak going, but only hitting 249. All right, so let's go up to the All-Star break. And as we do that, Gumber says, "Don't you dare me, Lap. Do not dare me." Have you been to a petting zoo? No? You have not been to a German petting zoo? Well, here you go, just in case you want a little bit of goat.
Baby goat do 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 do, baby goat do 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 do, baby goat do 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 do, baby goat. Mommy goat do 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 do, mommy goat do 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 do. Hold on, can we just make this about the babies? Baby goat do 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 do, baby goat do 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 do, baby goat do 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 do, baby goat. Let's all play do 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 do, let's all play do do.
For all of you that might have your grandkids, your young kids hanging around the computer saying, "Dad, what is that?" Well, that young child is baby goat. So if they're tugging on your pant leg saying, "Daddy, Daddy, play it again, Daddy." Or Mommy, Mommy, play it again. Mommy, Mommy, make that old guy play it again. Well, all you got to do is redeem your Hound Biscuits and put a smile on your grandchild or your child's face. I know there's some kids out there watching. Hi. How you doing? Make Daddy play the goat song. Say, "Please, Daddy." All right. Thank you, Gumber, for bringing that back. And, Ezra is just an imposter everywhere. I don't know. Ezra's either Ezra Denny or Franchise Time Machine. Now he's taken over the account at Nasbase. I don't know who Chris is, Nasbase, but it must have been funny. What? Is that what that stands for? I did not know. I know Wayne Gretzky, Zig Mover. I'm very familiar with him. I don't know who Chris Jerry Goat is, though. He must be a really, really awful hockey player. Here we are at the All-Star break. Let's check out Seattle right now. They are currently number 1 in the AL West, 5-game lead over Houston. So they're hanging on there for the division title. At the All-Star break, the Yankees, the Tigers, the Mariners are your leaders in the AL. The NL, it's the Braves, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. Usually St. Louis right about now picks it up and wins the division. We'll see if that happens. St. Louis always seems to win the NL Central. Although they're 9.5 games out. That's kind of far behind now. Take a look at our team. Eddie Plank right now is the number 4 pitcher, so he's been demoted. Logan Gilbert has been moved up to the number 3 slot, probably because he's 11-3. Logan Gilbert. So well done, sir. You do get the promotion. Eddie Plank, though, is a respectable 8-5, 4.05 ERA, so he's brought that down a little bit. And strikeouts right now, he's got 150, on pace for 248. And we're watching Eddie Plank wins. That's the important number here. How many wins will he get in the regular season? Hitter-wise, Alan Trammell has picked up the pace quite a bit. Alan Trammell's had a great month of June and half of July. Here you see that he's gone on a tear. Many multiple hit games, 4 for 5 against San Diego, 2 for 5 in a couple games each against the Angels. Yeah, he's been doing really well. The summer is heating up for Alan Trammell. And the Griffies, Ken Griffey Sr. hitting 288, so he's below 300 now, 1.64. And of course, we're watching. What are we watching for him? We're watching RBIs. He's currently got 38 RBIs, on pace for 63. And Ken Griffey Jr., we're keeping an eye on his home runs. He's got the little flame now beside him. He's on pace for 50, guys. So those of you that said he's going to hit 50 or more, you're on target right now. He's got 30 so far for the Mariners. All right, as we head to the break, we will show you the All-Star Game lineup here. We'll be back in 2 minutes' time.
My business, humming a song. I'm happy by myself, not a care in the world. This is a life, just me, myself, and I am watching the clouds up in the sky, all but laughing out loud. I'm telling you why I'm living the life, just me, myself, and I think that life was cold and lonely when you up and left me, sadness overwhelming. Oh me, I'm out and about, painting the town red, I'm coming around. There ain't no doubt about it, I'm no longer blue. So glad we are through, just me, myself, and I.
All right, so we are back. We are back at the All-Star break here in the Matrix. And again, the late bird giveaway is ongoing. We've got a few entries so far, exclamation ticket, exclamation enter. Now is your time to put that phrase in to try and win 5 packs as we end the show. Going over to Dr. Dynastic in about 20 minutes time. near the top of the hour. So, Dr. Dynastic, if you're listening, we should be over within 5 or 10 minutes of the top of the hour. Unless we get into a World Series and some action here, we should be done in about 20 minutes. All right, before we look at the All-Star lineup, as promised, for those of you curious about what EVC is currently enjoying on his vacation right now, courtesy of Andy in Sheffield, EVC's a little highfalutin traveler there. I like to look at pictures and spot some things. And first thing I noticed is they got a reserved sign there. Andy's got some pull at this restaurant. You got the little reserved placard there. Either that or EBC brought it from New York and pulled it out of his pocket and threw it on a table and look, oh, yeah. Waiter, look, that table over there. It says reserved. It's ours. Well, I thought he'd have more of a pale ale. It does look like he's got a darker beer there. Got a little bit of head on the beer. And I don't know what they're eating there, but it's not my kind of meal. And I'm just gonna say it right now. It's not my kind of meal. I don't know what this is. Is this what they call Yorkshire pudding or haggis? Or I don't know. What is this? That's haggis. Kids out there, do not Google what haggis is. Please do not do that. You might not want to eat supper. Some of you. So it looks delicious there, guys. I don't know what you're having for dessert, but it looks like you got your beverages there. It is about 9, almost 10 o'clock there, I think, in Britain right now. So a little late to be enjoying some dinner there. EVC and Andy, you might know him as Andy G, Andy G22, Andy from Sheffield. Currently enjoying a meal there with EVC and NYC2. TX, yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of on your page there. I would have the fish and chips. Fish and chips and keep it coming. All you can eat fish and chips. We have a place in Canada called Joey's Only. I don't know if that's a US chain or not, but every Tuesday, Joey's Only is all you can eat fish and chips. So thank you for that, Andy. If you have any other photos that you have in the next 15 minutes, feel free to send them along. If you want to give EVC a hug and send it to me, I can show that too. I'm sure EVC's hugged you a few times already. EVC seems like a hugger. It's like boiled egg. He's a hugger too. So here we go. Junior made it to the All-Star game, and also Trammell made it to the All-Star game. Pops did not make it, and neither did the 1904 Eddie Plank. So we'll sim through it quickly, find out if Trammell or Griffey Jr. can do anything in the All-Star game. Thank you, Digglers, or Digilers. Thank you, Digilers, for the recent follow. I have long arms. I do have long arms. I'm a lanky. I'm tall. I need the stretch redemption because I don't stretch enough. All right, in the American League, neither of the players were starters in the game. Will they come in relief? Alan Trammell will come in to be the DH. He will get, is it a home run? Alan Trammell, no. He gets a hit, a run, and an RBI, and a walk. A lot of ones on Alan Trammell's scorecard there. Ken Griffey Jr. will come pinch hit for Julio Rodriguez, his teammate, and he will have 3 at-bats with 1 run scored. Your player of the All-Star game is Marcus Semien from the Texas Rangers. as the American League easily defeats the National League by a score of 10-0. So maybe that's a good sign for our Mariners as they're able to help the American League in the All-Star Game victory. All right, let's go to the end of July. And then we're going to sim quickly to the end of August. And at the end of August, we'll take a look at the leaderboards. But at the end of July, Seattle 4 games up on Houston, 6.5 up on Texas. So they kind of been there all season. They've been kind of, anywhere from a 3 to 6 game lead in the AL West. But let's head directly to the end of August. Hot August. Seattle expanding their lead, 8 games now over the Rangers. Make that 10. At one point, they were 10 games up. It's back down to, it's up to 10. Seattle very close to clinching now in the AL West. So with a month to play, the Yankees look like they've clinched the East. The Tigers 1 game up in the Central, and the Mariners 9 games up over the Rangers in the West. In the National League, the Braves are 17 games up on Miami. Poor Nationals, 33 games back. Brewers are 11 games up on the Reds and Cubs, and the Dodgers 6.5 up on the Giants. So Giants, Marlins, Reds, Cubs, Phillies, all in the wild card contention in the NL. In the AL, looks like it's down to 4 teams: the Rangers, Astros, Orioles, and Twins, all with a shot. Worst team in baseball at the end of August will be the Oakland Athletics with 48 wins. Coming in second is Chicago White Sox, and the Nationals in third. Not a lot of surprising things going on there. On our leaderboard in the American League, looking to see if we have any matrix players. Ken Griffey Jr. tied for third in home runs with 38 now. So with a month to go, he's on pace for 45. And his home run power is still at 70, so that has not improved. Trammell is leading the AL in WAR, 7.2 WAR for Alan Trammell. And Ken Griffey Jr., 580 slugging percentage. So we do see a few Ken Griffey Jr.'s on here. We see a senior in runs. He's got 86 runs. But of course, we're kind of watching his RBIs. He's got 50, on pace for 60. And again, in real life, he had, during this season, he had 74. All right, let's go halfway through the month. Let's find out if Seattle is going to be in a playoff race here. I don't think so. Being 8 games up, they should have it pretty much locked up. In fact, they do. The little Z has been put on the end of their name, and we might as well sim up to the end of the regular season now. Three teams coming out of the AL West, and Ken Griffey Jr. will have 120 RBIs to be second in the AL. Trammell will have the highest WAR, 8.0 WAR, which again could be part of the tiebreaker if we need that question. So we'll go to the playoffs. So there might be 1 game left for some teams. There it is. So here are your final playoff matchups. Earning a bye will be the Mariners and the Yankees. So the Griffeys, Trammell, and Plank will get a round off here to rest up. The Braves and the Dodgers get the bye in the NL. No surprise there. Twins, Orioles, Rangers, Astros, a battle of Texas in the wild card matchup. Pittsburgh, the Giants, the Reds, and the Brewers are your wild card opponents in the NL. Time to write down some numbers here. Eddie Plank will be the number 3 starter for Seattle. So he's earned his way back up to number 3, demoting Logan Gilbert to the bullpen. And Eddie Plank will finish with 14 wins. For Seattle, we got to take a look at their total wins. That was 101. That was just on the edge of one of the categories. 101 wins for Seattle. Next up, RBIs for Ken Griffey. Senior had 60. 60 RBIs. We want home runs for Ken Griffey Jr. He ended up with 41. He led the AL with 120 RBIs, but he had 41 homers. And finally, Alan Trammell hits. In real life, he had 205, and in this sim, he ended up with 178. And if we have to add the WAR up for a tiebreaker, we'll come back later and do that. All right, here we go. Playoff time. Quick sim through the first round. And Dr. Dynastic, if you're in listening range, we'll be over there in 10 minutes. We should be able to wrap up in 10 minutes time. Feel free to get the clock going. Well, Seattle's going to take on division rival Texas Rangers. The Orioles will take on the Yankees. Braves, Pirates, Brewers, Dodgers. In your division matchups, best of 5, Eovaldi going up against Luis Castillo in game number 1. And it's going to go to Texas by a 9-3 score. Griffey will get a couple hits. Griffey Jr. will get 1 hit. Trammell will have 0 for 4 a day, and the loss will go to Luis Castillo. Not a great day for Castillo. Josh Young is your player of the game. Game number 2 in Seattle will be Eovaldi against Kirby. And Seattle will tie it up by a score of 6-4, scoring a couple runs to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Walk-off win there for Seattle. Munoz is your winner with his 2 innings of work. Ken Griffey Jr. is your player of the game. He will go 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. And Ken Griffey Jr. will get a 2-run shot with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's what a Hall of Famer does. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, tie game, Ken Griffey, 2-run shot. Home runs also by Raleigh, Polanco, Garcia, and Josh Young. We go to Texas for game number 3. Matchup will be Logan Gilbert against Jacob deGrom. So they're not putting Eddie Plank in for game 3. He's scheduled to go to game 4, although that could change. Game is over, and this game will go to Texas by a score of 4-2. Griffey Jr., 2 for 4. Trammell, 1 for 4. Senior, 0 for 5. And Jacob deGrom is your player of the game. This time it will be Texas who gets a couple runs to win it in the bottom of the 8th. Okay, next up, we go to game number 4. Eddie Plank, Max Scherzer. Eddie Plank's first appearance in the playoffs postseason here for Seattle. This could be it for the Seattle season, which would be a huge disappointment with 101 wins, losing out to the wild card Rangers. Let's sim it. And Seattle will win it. Score a 10-7. Huge scoring game, 17 runs. Alan Trammell will go 2 for 4. Ken Griffey Jr. shows up today going 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. And Griffey Sr. has a hit, a run. Home runs from Raleigh, Polanco, and Ken Griffey Jr. for the second time in this series is your player of the game. Eddie Plank gets the win. He gives up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, and 7 innings of work. And Matt Brash will get the save. 2 innings of work, scoreless. So we go to game number 5. Do or die for both teams here. Eovaldi against Castillo. And as we always do in game 5 or game 7 situation, we're going to jump in and go inning by inning. It is scoreless after 1. Seattle gets a couple runs in the second inning. A single by Ty France and a 2-run shot by Dylan Moore gives the Mariners a 2-0 lead. It is 2-1 after 3. 2-1 after 4. Still 2-1. Castillo still in the game for the Seattle Mariners. Seattle will add another one in the bottom of the 6th inning thanks to a walk to Urias. He will be bunted over to second base by Griffey Sr. Trammell will single home Urias for the go-ahead run. It is now 3-1. Insurance run, I guess. Let's go to the 8th. Mariners get a couple more, and that should do it if the bullpen can hold out. Cal Raleigh will get a double. An error when Urias hits, and Ken Griffey Sr. will get the RBI, as well as Alan Trammell. So both Sr. and Trammell will get RBIs for a 5-1 lead as we head to the 9th. And don't look now, fans. Texas has scored 3 to make it 5-4. Matt Brash in looking for back-to-back saves here. Let's play out the top of the 9th. Texas. First outs, Langford. It's going to bring up Garcia to the plate. Ground out. Trammell fires over for the second out. Corey Seager, last hope for the Rangers here. And he will keep the drive alive. Going to bring up Duran here in the top of the 9th inning. Runner on first base. And that will do it. The Mariners will close it out. Matt Brash will come in for the save. And Louis Castillo is your player of the game. Marcus Semien and Munoz were ejected for a bench-clearing brawl in the 8th inning. What a feisty game. Trammell will go 2 for 4, and Griffey Sr. gets a hit. Griffey Jr. will get nothing, zeros. But he will be your MVP of the division series. So that means we get to go one more series here. For only the 4th time, a Matrix series goes to the league championship. They're going to face off against Baltimore. It will be Seattle-Baltimore, Braves-Brewers. In the conference championship, Game 1 goes to Baltimore by a 2-1 score. Game 2, Rodriguez against Gilbert. Goes to Seattle, 10-4. Griffey Jr. with a home run. They get on the plane. They go to Baltimore. Louis Castillo against Cano in game number 3. 6-2 for the Orioles. Eddie Plank won his first game in the playoffs, facing Dean Kremer here now in game 4. And it will go to Baltimore by a 13-2 score. And again, Seattle has their back against the wall. They were down 2 to Texas. They came back and won games 4 and 5. They need to win games 5, 6, and 7 now. In Baltimore, Kirby against Corbin Burns. Seattle wins it 6-1. We're heading back to Seattle. Can they force a game 7? Logan Gilbert going up against Grayson Rodriguez. Seattle wins it 5-3. 5-3. Griffey Jr., Griffey Sr., Alan Trammell force a game 7. Louis Castillo against Cano. Let's see if the magic can return. Can Seattle take game 7 like they took game 5 against Texas? Inning by inning, scoreless after 1. Nothing after 2. 3 hits for Seattle, but no runs on the board yet. Still scoreless after 4. Pitchers duel here. 1-0 Seattle. Seattle will get a run. Rodriguez will be hit by a pitch. Ken Griffey Jr. will get a double and an RBI. It is 1-0 as we head to the 7th. 5-0 now Seattle. And we may have our first World Series Matrix team. Runs galore. Ken Griffey Sr. will double home a couple. Go to the 8th. No runs. And to the 9th. Nothing. Baltimore. 3 outs away. Will just sim the entire game. I don't think they'll score 5. They do not. And Seattle with back-to-back wins. And Pop said, son, you may be the MVP of the division series, but I'm going to be MVP of the conference championship. Ken Griffey Sr. takes home the MVP award. Does that mean Alan Trammell gets to be MVP of the World Series? Well, let's go right to it. Milwaukee will defeat the juggernaut Atlanta Braves 4-2. And they sweep the Reds, they sweep the Dodgers, they beat the Braves. Are they the team of destiny, the wild card Brewers, who finished the season with a 94-win record? Will go up against Seattle, our very first Matrix World Series. After about 50 episodes, we finally did it. Babe Ruth couldn't do it, but Alan Trammell, the Griffeys, and Eddie Plank can. Game 1 in Seattle. Peralta, Kirby. Seattle wins 4-0. Game 2. Milwaukee with an 11-0 victory. 11-0 Milwaukee. We go back to Milwaukee for games 3, 4, and 5. The Mariners win game 3, 6-2. Rodriguez, Polanco, and Ken Griffey with 2 home runs to lead the team to a 2-1 series lead. Let's go to game 4. Logan Gilbert, Robert Gasser. Milwaukee ties it up. It is now a best of 3. Final game in Milwaukee. Kirby against Peralta. Eddie Plank not getting a chance to pitch here. It goes to Seattle. We head back to Seattle, where they can wrap it up at home. Seattle Mariners. They get on the plane. They travel back. Woodruff against Eddie Plank. Can Eddie win the first World Series in the Matrix franchise? After 1-0 Seattle. Milwaukee comes back with 3. It is 3-1. Seattle responds with 3 of their own. It is now 4-3. Home run by Rodriguez, a 2-run shot. Still 4-3. 5-3 now. Insurance run there, a solo shot by Samad Taylor to lead off the inning. Here we go. Zeros on the board. We go to the 7th. Oh, Milwaukee ties it up, but in the bottom of the 7th inning, Seattle will say, not today. Urias will walk, and Ken Griffey Sr., a 2-run shot. Seattle 6 outs away from winning a World Series. We go to the 9th. 7-5. Andreas Munoz on in relief. Oliver Dunn up for Milwaukee. Alan Trammell picks it up, fires it over, not in time. Dunn beats it out for the single, and it will be Contreras, the tying run at the plate here for Milwaukee. Great catcher will strike out, 1 away. Seattle fans on the edge of their seats. Jefferson Cuero at the plate. What can he do? Ground out to third, over to second for 1. They cannot. They do turn the double play, and the Seattle Mariners will do it. They will walk it off. A 7-5 victory. Let's go. Our first World Series in the Matrix. I never thought it's going to happen.
Winner.
We have a winner. Yes. Thank you, Mario. Unbelievable. Facing elimination in Game 4 against Texas, facing elimination against Baltimore in Game 5. The comeback, the no-quit on this team. Ken Griffey Sr. will get the MVP of the World Series. So he's MVP of the division of the conference championship and the World Series. The Griffies get it done in the playoffs. Amazing. Look at this playoff tree. Come back against the Rangers. Come back against the Orioles. And down 3-2, or actually tied 2-2 with Milwaukee. They win Game 5 and Game 6 at home. Once again, Eddie Plank, you are a World Series champ. Griffey Sr., you are a 2-time MVP of the playoffs and a World Series champ. Alan Trammell, congratulations. Your history now says you're a World Series champ. And Ken Griffey Jr., you have won a World Series. There you go, folks. What a great series. We're going to save the game there. We're going to do our late bird draw. Again, apologies to Dr. Dynastic for running over, but man, we don't make the World Series often. I would have loved to play the game out a little slower, but we got to head over to Dr. D. So let's get that done now. Seattle, their first ever World Series championship. Okay. So you got to be here to win the late bird draw. Hopefully you guys are still here. We'll draw that at the very end. Let's go take a look for our Google form winner first. Question number 1, will the Matrix team make the playoffs? They did. Oops, got to undo that. Got to make a filter everywhere. So, yes, they did make the playoffs. Will they make the World Series? They did. First time ever. How many regular season wins? They finished with 101. There we go. So that brings us down to question number 4. How many RBIs for Ken Griffey Sr.? He ended up with 60 RBIs. Those are the green area here. 60 RBIs. We're down to 4. Timland, CBR, Jenks, and Jay Sayer are the 4 remaining contestants here in the Matrix. Question number 5, how many wins for Eddie Plank? Eddie Plank had 14 wins. That's the green area. Only one person predicted correctly. So we didn't even need to get to Ken Griffey Jr. Congratulations go out to TX Jenks. You might know him as Midway. You might know him as Jenks. You might know him by the Matrokis. TX, congratulations. 10 packs will make your way. I will send it to Jenks. Unless there's I think that's your only account. So those packs will make their way to Jenks. So we got our 2 bounty winners. We've got our 10-pack Matrix winner. Hope you're a Seattle Mariner fan. It made it double the fun. Our last thing we have to do is find out our late bird winner. Closing off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just checking the questions here, I think it did say senior, right? For RBIs. Just want to clarify, because I have made mistakes. Yep. What is the RBI total of 1976 Ken Griffey Sr.? Again, congratulations to Jenks. By the way, if it was junior, he had 120, which is a lot. All right, I'm just going to save this game here just to make sure it doesn't crash on me. All right, we're good to go. Our winner of the late bird draw and 5 packs will be Trade Wind Tides. Trade Wind Tides. You gotta declare that you're here. Trade Wind. I thought I saw you a little earlier. Trade Wind Tides. Trade Wind. There you go. So is your PT username the exact same? I could just ask you here. Do we send them over to Trade Wind Tides? I'll wait for you to respond. If it is something different, you can just post it in chat here. I'll find it as I get the raid going over here, guys. Well, thanks so much. Again, guys, back tomorrow for the showdown with the community. 4 community team members facing off to try to get to the next round of the playoffs. Keep playing the 5L and the 6L. Hopefully next Tuesday we'll have D Block back, maybe D Dempsey as well, if there's a treasure trove set coming out next week. And those packs only teams, keep on plugging away. Get those wins. Bring home a championship this week. Thank you guys for the follows today. Thanks for the sub. Thank you for using your Helm biscuits. Thank you for using your bits and bites and biscuits, all those kind of things. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Give what you can. Take what you need. It's a great day for baseball. All the best to your team. We're going over to Dr. Dynastic. Do not touch that dial. We're here for a good time, not a long time, so have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Don't forget OOTP streaming tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, followed by Ezra Denny.
Has share with tears. Every now and then it's gotta rain. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day.